let's do it again. Let's do it again. We are live. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKR Sport, we are ready to rock and roll for game number 2 of State of Origin 2025. A game that Queensland must win. It is not an option. It is not a possibility in regards to whether they whether they need the win or not, because they definitely just simply need to win. Otherwise, New South Wales will win the series tonight if they go on and win this game, which would actually make them back-to-back champions because they were able to get the series win last year. But if Queensland obviously win tonight, the series is not over. It is 1-1, and we've got another game in 3 weeks' time for game number 3, which will even be bigger and better if we can get to that. So come on, Queensland. Come on, Queensland. Get the win tonight so that it's not a dead rubber in game 3. We all know the dead rubbers in game 3's... they're not necessarily too fun. They're not necessarily too fun. So you Blues fans, you jump on the Maroons wagon tonight. Jump on. We don't welcome you. You stay over there. You stay over there. But anyway, let's go through these team lineups. Obviously, the game starts in about an hour time, so plenty of time to chat about your thoughts about the game. Let us know your predictions. Let us know who you're supporting. Fire it up here for a big old game here tonight, because I am so damn well excited. I get a good vibe. I'm getting a good vibe, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting a good little underdog vibe here. I'm just throwing it out there. If you don't like it, well, that's not really my problem. It's a bit of your problem. It's not my problem, because I'm getting a good old underdog vibe here tonight. But all right, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, get in the comment section, let us know who you're backing in, and let's get into it. So the Maroons, they are playing as the home team in Optus Stadium over there in Perth, Western Australia, whilst the Blues are obviously travelling. Now, fun fact here about Perth is that Queensland's actually never won in Perth. There's only been 2 games over there at Optus Stadium, with the Blues winning both of those games. I feel like... and this could be wrong, so correct me in the chat if I am incorrect. I feel like New South Wales won both those games in Perth after Queensland won game 1, if I'm not mistaken. Because wasn't it... I can't remember. I can't remember, because usually I feel like game 2s usually go to the team who loses the first game. But again, I could be completely off my rocker with this. So please let me know, was that after Queensland won game 1, that New South Wales then in Perth for both those games came and absolutely whooped the Maroons? It's a good question that I'm asking. But yes, this game is over there at Optus Stadium in Perth, and then obviously game 3 will be down there in New South Wales. Now, the ins here for the Maroons: Corey Horsburgh, Ezra Mann, and Kurt Catewell, with the outs being Bowie Firma and Daly Cherry Evans, which is the big talking point, the biggest change of this team. It is absolutely wild, but we'll obviously go through it as we go through the team. So Callum Ponga from the Newcastle Knights, he is the fullback, with the wingers being Xavier Coates from the Melbourne Storm and Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow from the Redcliffe Dolphins. You go to the centres of Robert Toya from the Sydney Roosters and Valentine Holmes from the North Queensland... not North Queensland Cowboys, St. George Illawarra Dragons. Damn, for some reason my brain went to his old team. The 5'8" is Cameron Munster, the captain for the Melbourne Storm, and Tom Dearden from the Cowboys as the halfback. Go to the front row forwards, and they're both Gold Coast Titans boys, Mikey Fodawaker and Tino Fa'asul-Malawi, with Harry Grant from the Melbourne Storm as the hooker. You go to the back row, which is Ruben Cotter from the Cowboys and Kurt Catewell from the Wars, the New Zealand Warriors. And the 13 is, interestingly, Trent Loiero from the Melbourne Storm. He's the starting lot tonight. The interchange, you got Kurt Mann from the Dogs, Lindsay Collins from the Roosters, Jeremiah Nene from the Cowboys, and Patrick Carrigan from the Broncos starts dropped to the bench there, with the 18th man replacement being a guy who shouldn't be here, but sure, Ezra Mann from the Broncos, and Corey Horsburgh from the Raiders. So, individually speaking, let's go through them. Callum Ponga as the fullback was always going to happen. There was discussion points about Reece Walsh being able to get in. This was never going to happen, and I spoke about this on our NRL streams that we do every single game. I spoke about it. It was ridiculous, the notion that people were actually jumping back on the Reece Walsh brigade. It made absolutely no sense. He's played one game since coming back from injury against the 17th place Titans, and then obviously had a bye last week as well. So it just was never going to be happening. And Callum Ponga, look, people are always going to look towards him. He's not able to do a fantastic deal with the Knights on a lot of the time, and that would be because the Knights are just simply not that well set up for success. They simply aren't. I do not think that Ponga deserves anywhere near as much hate as he does cop, and I think that he was always going to be the selection here. Reece Walsh has not had a fantastic season for the Broncos so far. He has also been injured, and one game isn't going to change that when they're taking on the 17th place team at home. So I don't even understand why there was a thought process that Reece Walsh would be being selected there in the fullback, and I absolutely agree with Callum Ponga being the guy there. Now, you got the wings, Xavier Coates and Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow. These are the two absolute bang options. Interesting that Hamiso's obviously not in the centres where Queensland do usually like to put him, but Xavier Coates, obviously a big high flyer. They've really got to look to utilise him more in Game 2. In Game 1, they were absolutely piecing apart the New South Wales defence down the right-hand side earlier on in the game, and there was 3 opportunities for Xavier Coates to score. If I can remember correctly, I think he might have scored one of them when they actually got him the ball, and the other 2, they made a huge break with him when they actually got him to the ball. The other 2 opportunities, Cherry Evans decided not to pass it, and also maybe it was Robert Toya who also didn't decide to pass. Now, I can give a bit of leeway to Toya there. He's on debut. He did have an incredible game. Robert Toya was absolutely unbelievable in that game. But the point is that, yeah, he's inexperienced, so I kind of give him a bit of leeway. Cherry Evans, not so much. So for me, I really need to see them try to utilise Xavier Coates a lot more here tonight, because he absolutely had every opportunity to have a big game in Game 1, but they just didn't utilise him in the first half, in my opinion, as much as he should have been. The ball didn't get out to him, so really go that way tonight, in my opinion. Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow, if you get him into space, that's great, but the issue is they were never passing the ball out to the left-hand side. Every single attack was going down that right-hand side, and they were finding space, they just weren't actually pushing it all the way across. But Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow, he didn't really get any ball. They didn't really go down that left-hand edge at all in game number 1. So I am looking forward to them actually trying to utilise him a lot more as well tonight, and actually passing the ball to the left-hand side. And I think that's a big reason as to why they've changed up these halves, because it was very one-dimensional. It was very simple stuff that it was quite easy to read overall. That's why New South Wales was able to win Game 1. Look, 2 fantastic wingers there. You're not going to be selecting anybody else realistically. Then you go to the centres of Toya and Valentine Holmes. Obviously, Toya coming into Game 1 was a very questionable decision. No one necessarily thought that was going to be the play originally. But then when he came in, he absolutely put that to bed. He put that to bed so easily, man. He was my man of the match from Queensland side for sure, and it was unbelievable to see as a debutant, which did kind of prove the point that Queensland have had. They're very well known for this pick and stick mentality, but there's also come a point where you do need to adjust it, and there does come a point where you do need to blood these fresh youngsters, and it's more than just the one position of Toya, it's more across the team as well. So him coming in and absolutely exploding as a debutant with not many games in the NRL in the first place was a really big key sign as well for mine that would have told Billy, oh, maybe we do need to adjust it, which again is coming down to that Cherry Evans non-selection as the captain. So look, I loved Toya in Game 1. I thought he had a fantastic game. Hopefully he has another great Game 2. But I do feel like if anyone's going to have a big Game 2, it's going to be Val Holmes, because Valentine Holmes was absolutely dreadful in Game 1. It was absolutely dreadful. There's no 2 ways about it. And Val Holmes is, in recent history, one of the better centres and better players in the competition, going all the way back to his Sharks days in 2016. When he was on the wing, he was an absolute crusher here for Queensland and also for the Sharks, and then obviously went to the Jets, and, then he played centre and wing, fullback as well, and all over the shop. But he is in the centre tonight. I do need to see him absolutely turn it up from Game 1, because that was a really, really poor effort from him. He made mistakes. He just wasn't able to get it going, and also never got the ball out to Hamiso. And that's who you got to get that ball out to, man. I really need to see Hamiso with some open space ball, or just some ball in general, because I didn't see it much in Game 1. So Val Holmes, please. Need to see a better performance. Now we go into the halves here of Cameron Munster, who's the captain, and Tom Dearden, the halfback. Obviously, the big talking point here, as we've mentioned already, Cherry Evans is not here for the first time in a very long time. It's a big, bold, and ballsy decision by Billy Slater to do this mid-series. It's not like this is the beginning of the series. It's not like this series is over. This is a big-time game tonight where Queensland need to win, and if they do not, then New South Wales have won the series. So to change not only your halfback, but also to change your captain, to take away your captain and halfback and adjust it, is such a dramatic decision. And I never thought that Billy would do that for Game 2. I was very confident that he would still select Cherry. But obviously Queensland are pretty desperate right now, so they have decided to go in a new direction. Munster is always going to be that 6. There was never going to be a doubt there. And we've been saying for a long time that there's 3 guys. There's Tom Dearden, who is obviously getting the halfback, not here. And there is also Damn, Sam Walker. There you go. Sorry, I was blanking on his name. Sam Walker, who's the other big one. And also Ezra Mam has also been kind of named there for a little bit now, but obviously we really, well, a lot of people don't really want him to be a part of it. But the point is that Billy has gone with Tom on the basis as well that Sam Walker is injured. He came back from an ACL last week, but then also injured his wrist, I believe it was. So he's now out for another 4 weeks. He was never going to be coming straight back into the team. And I do feel like Tom Dearden's now got that experience where he can come into this role. They have been really pushing him into that 7 definitive position, despite the fact that he would normally be a 6. And I do actually like the decision. Now that you look back on it, I never thought Billy would do it, but I do like the decision to go in this new direction. And Tom Dearden's obviously the guy there. He had a fantastic series a couple of years ago, and I don't think that he's anything to blame in regards to the last 3 games that Queensland have lost. I do think that he's always putting in a shift, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this new direction between Munster and Tom Dearden today. But Munster needs to absolutely turn it up as well, because I don't think he's been at his prime, at his peak for a few years now. Yes, the Melbourne Storm were able to get into the grand final last season. Yes, he's fantastic for the Storm, but is he getting as much as you expect out of him? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure we're seeing as much as we would be expecting out of a quality player like Cam Munster, and we'll get to Harry Grant about this in a second, as we've expected in previous years. He literally carried Queensland on his back a few years ago to win a series against all odds in 2020. So I'm just disappointed in kind of Munster not being able to really take the game by the scruff of the neck and be the guy that we know that he can be. So please be the guy and be that guy tonight. If you're going to have a big game, this is going to have to be the one. Yes, obviously we'll think about it in game 3. But if they do lose this game here tonight and he doesn't have another game, I do think there'll be a lot more questions asked. Do I think Munster gets dropped next year? No, absolutely not. He's still going to be the 5'8". But then again, Cherry Evans to get dropped. It's not going to happen though. Munster will be the 5'8". Just need to see what we expect out of him. You go into the forwards now. You got Mikey Fodawaker and Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Tino's a machine. There's no questions about that. Tino may have been a bit ill-disciplined in game 1, but at the end of the day, Tino is still one of the prime front row forwards in the competition, one of the prime players in the competition. He's a leader. There was a possibility he was going to be captain. I can understand the Munster selection. That will put a lot of pressure on Munster, but hopefully it can actually push him to that next level, to be that captain, to be that leadership role. I would have loved to have seen Tino as a Titans fan myself, but at the end of the day, I can very much understand why he wasn't able to get the captaincy over a guy like Munster who's done it for many years now. But Mikey Fodawaker, now this is an interesting one. Mo hasn't been at his prime for a couple of years now, and this is coming from a guy who knows him. He plays for the Titans. I love Mo. He's an absolutely exceptional human being. But at the end of the day, we haven't been seeing him have those barnstorming runs like we did see from him in Queensland's 2021's games, where they got whooped. They got absolutely flogged in game 1 and game 2, Queensland. But Mo was an incredible player. He was making massive post-contact meters. He was getting massive meters on the field. He just wasn't able to kind of continue on with that and kick on with that since 2021. He's still a prime-time front row forward. Is he the main front row forward? Is he the main guy? No, that's what Tino's job is realistically there for tonight. But Mo needs to step it up from game 1 because unfortunately Queensland's forwards just weren't able to get the job done, and Mo was a big part of that. Now, in regards to Harry Grant in that number 9, now, Queensland have never won a game with Harry Grant as the starting hooker. Hopefully that changes today. Harry Grant, like Munster, I know the Storm made the grand final last year. I know Harry Grant is one of the best hookers in the game. But this is the best team that Queensland can put up an offer right now. And if Harry Grant can't get that team moving from the hooker position, I'm just kind of questioning where we situate him right now, where we situate our thought process about where Harry Grant is currently. I know what he's done in the past, and I know what he can do in the future, and obviously the Storm are still up there in the top 4 right now, and, they're a little bit shaky, but at the end of the day, Harry Grant is the best hooker in the game when he's on. Harry Grant has been the best hooker in the game for many years now. Even when the Panthers have been winning their 4 years in a row, Harry Grant's still been the prime time. You haven't been necessarily looking at Mitch Kenny, right? I know there's guys like Apisakotto-Isau who's been around. You've had Damien Cook 5 years ago, whatnot. But Harry Grant has been so consistent. Unfortunately, when it's coming to his Origin arena, he was doing a really good job when it was him and Ben Hunt. Obviously, Ben Hunt isn't here. Ben Hunt is injured right now. So they're not able to have that 1-2 punch. Harry Grant would normally be the guy coming off as the 14, and Ben Hunt would be the 9. But he is starting. So just get that roll on. Be disciplined. He needs to hold the ball. He made a couple of mistakes in that game 1. He is a key influential figure in Queensland winning the game. It's really just that simple. It is really just that simple. So Harry Grant needs to step up tonight. Back row of Ruben Cotter and Kurt Capewell. It's not necessarily something that explodes on paper. It's not something that you look at and go, oh, wow, this is the best back row in the game. You look at the Blues back rowers that we'll get to soon, and you look and you say, that's incredible. That's dangerous. That's spicy as. Kurt Capewell and Ruben Cotter just don't necessarily get it going for you. Ruben Cotter, not necessarily a back rower either. He doesn't get used there for the Cowboys. Which is interesting why, obviously, they did have Beau Firma, who came off the bench, who was an actual back rower. They've dropped him, and Ruben Cotter is still starting as that back row there. I don't have a great deal of faith in this back row. However, they are still very solid. They are still very consistent. It's just that not that we're necessarily going to see that X factor from Cotter specifically in a back row position. And Kurt Capewell's been having a great year for the Warriors, but he also has, I believe, the most missed tackles in the NRL right now. Actually, if I go and have a look at this, I'm pretty certain that Kurt Capewell does have the most missed tackles across the NRL. And if I'm incorrect about this, then I'm happy to put my hand up and say I'm an idiot. But I'm pretty certain this was the case when I last looked at. Missed tackles, Kurt Capewell is number 1. Wow, by a lot too. Damn. So the top 5 in missed tackles this year is Liam Martin with 51, back row for the New South Wales tonight. Dane Gagai for 52. Reid Marnie with 55. Api Sokoto-Isao with 55. And then a massive jump to Kurt Capewell of 75 missed tackles. That's a concern. That is a big old damn well concern. So Kurt Capewell, when he plays for Queensland, has always been consistent. Yes, he wasn't there last year and whatnot. Yes, he wasn't there in game 1. But you just need to kind of have faith that he's going to return to what he has done for Queensland in the past. And you just need to have faith that his defense is going to be up to par tonight, because if his defense is going to be missing 75 missed tackles throughout the season, which is 20 more than the 2 equal worst in second and third, but equal second, if he's got 20 more missed tackles than then, that's a problem. That is a massive problem. So, look, the back row doesn't necessarily get it going a great deal for me, but overall, consistent, and hopefully they can just maintain, and Capewell can continue the form up, but just miss less tackles, because this is a tough team he's going up against, obviously. Now, the 13 is Trent Loiero. I don't know why this selection's happened. I've never really seen Trent Loiero as that guy that a lot of other people have. Most people also kind of had that similar wavelength with me. I've never seen Trent Loiero be... Like, I think that for the Storm he's okay, but to go into Queensland, and especially to take a position from, say, you could easily put Tino into the 13 here and put Paddy Carrigan into the front row, or you could have Paddy Carrigan in the 13. But instead they've got Trent Loiero there as a lock. I'm really intrigued by this. I don't know what the necessary plan is here. I don't see it as much as Billy does, and I don't see it as much as anybody else does. So, prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong, Trent Loiero. Interchange-wise with Kurt Mann, Lindsay Collins, and Jeremiah Nene and Paddy Carrigan. Nene, he is such a hard player to read. He can be such a damaging back rower in regards to attack, but defensively, he can miss tackles as well, man. So, off the bench, do I see him as an impact player? Sure. In regards to the attack, just need to lock in on that defense. Lindsay Collins is tough. You're never going to have a problem with him. He's always going to come in and play a very similar game to what he would normally do. Usually, he'd be in the starting front row. I'm actually quite interested why Billy hasn't put Mo to the bench here and put Lindsay Collins into the starting front row alongside Tino. He's just a workhorse here, Lindsay, and I think that Mo is more of an impact X factor off the bench than you're going to see from Lindsay Collins. So I personally would have switched those two around. But again, we listen to Billy. Hopefully he knows, he does know a lot more than what we know. Just an opinion from myself. I personally would have put Lindsay Collins in the starting front row and Mo to the bench as that X factor. Kurt Mann's an interesting selection. It's going to be great to see a debutant tonight, and Kurt Mann is a fantastic player there for the Dogs. And then Paddy Carrigan, I just don't understand how he's not starting. He's a workhorse as well. But they've obviously gone with Loiero. So that's the Queensland lineup there. Obviously a lot of question marks, but you're always going to have those question marks when they've lost 3 games in a row. Queensland have lost 3 games in a row in New South Wales. They won game 1 last year in Sydney, and then game 2 they won, and then they won in game 1 last year, lost in game 2, lost in game 3, and then obviously lost in game 1 this year. So the problem here with the Queensland team is until we see it again, there is going to be a lot more criticism for them until proven otherwise. And that's what I need to see tonight. Because again, there might be massive changes here. They may do massive changes if Queensland lose their 4th consecutive game and then their 2nd consecutive series. It's a big game here for Queensland. Let's move to the Blues now. With 40 minutes to go here until the game does start, guys. We'll be in the chat in about 15 minutes time. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We're here for every single game live this weekend. It's going to be a big weekend as we get into the back end of the season. Now, the ins here for the Blues: Jerome Luai, Lindsay Smith, Matt Burton, and Stefano Utukamanu, with the outs being Campbell Graham, Mitchell Moses, and Mitchell Barnett. Massive out there with Moses. He was an integral, actually probably is the reason that the Blues won last season with Cleary being injured. He was the guy who had to step up alongside Luai, who Luai is now coming for him. But Moses was the guy that stood up last year for the Blues. And when people criticised and wondered if the Blues were still going to be able to, come back from that demoralising defeat in Sydney in Game 1, and then Moses comes in to replace an injured Cleary. Look, man, it's a really big blow here for the Blues, because that is going to mess with a lot of their rhythm. I'm aware that Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary have played for a very long time together, but I'm just saying, I thought the Blues were going in a different direction, and they've had to forcefully do this. It's not like this is a decision, that they've made, but the direction the Blues were going, this will change the way they play quite dramatically. And it's not that Luai and Cleary have been able to dominate at the Origin level together as much as they've been able to dominate at the NRL level together. It's a much different dynamic. So it's a big one here for Luai to come back into the team tonight and get himself going again. And Barnett's a big loss there in the front row. Fullback-wise, you've got Dylan Edwards for the Penrith Panthers, with the wingers being Brian To'o and Zach Lomax from the Panthers and the Parramatta Eels. You've got the centres of Stephen Crichton from the Canterbury Bulldogs and Latrell Mitchell from the South Sydney Rabbitohs, with the 5'8" being Jerome Luai from the West Tigers and Nathan Cleary is the halfback from the Panthers. You've got the front rowers of Maxi King from the Bulldogs and Payne Haas from the Broncos, with Reece Robson, Cowboys, in the number 9. Back rowers Liam Martin from the Panthers and Angus Crichton from the Sydney Roosters, with Isaiah Yeo, the captain, from the Penrith Panthers. You go to the interchange, Connor Watson from the Roosters, Spencer Leniu from the Roosters, Hudson Young from the Raiders, and Stefano Utukamanu from the Melbourne Storm, with the 18th and 19th replacements being Matt Burton from the Dogs and Lindsay Smith as well from the Penny Panthers. So this Blues team is absolutely dominant. Now let's go through the individual selections. Dylan Edwards was always going to be the fullback. There's no debate about this. I'm aware they've got a whole plethora of options, but at the end of the day, there are question marks about these options. Tom Trbojevic isn't going to be getting that fullback spot. We know this. Like at the end of the day, Trbojevic needs to focus on Manly right now. Also is quite injured quite a bit, and that's, look, Touchwood, love the guy. Hope he is injury free, but it's just a fact at this point. So Tom Trbojevic not going to be getting it. Pappenhausen hasn't been able to overdo what Edwards provides with the Panthers and New South Wales, and also, whilst Edwards has been at the back here, they have been winning. So it's like you don't change too much of a winning formula, i.e. Queensland 8 in a row, lost 1, and then still kept the same team, and then went and won 3 in a row as well. So people wanting to change the fullback makes absolutely no sense. And we do get it quite a bit on the streams, and in regards to Instagram comments as well. But mainly on these streams, we do get a lot of people saying, well, what about Pappenhausen? What about Tedesco? Tedesco was absolutely spot on. Like, Tedesco was spot on for the New South Wales, but it was his time. It was his time, and he's still cracking on for the Roosters. He's still doing a great job, but it was his time to move on and Edwards to be the guy. And he's a tough ball runner. He's not an X-factor fullback at all. Like, Dylan Edwards is not the X-factor of like a Pappenhausen or a Trell Mid or a Trell Mid's a bit 50-50, or a Tom Trbojevic or a James Tedesco. But he's such a solid workhorse, and when you've got a team of New South Wales here which has such an amazing amount of X-factor, you don't need every single player to be an X-factor player, and that's why Edwards is actually a perfect player here for this position. Oh, I've got an alarm going off. I'm going to get rid of that. So yeah, look, Dylan Edwards was always going to stay as that fullback. And this is kind of even just adding on to what people were saying at the end of last season, which still made no sense to me. The wingers are Brian To'o and Zach Lomax. Lomax was one of the best players for New South Wales last year. You might think he's a wanker off the field, but when he's on the field, he's one of the best wingers in the competition, one of the best players in the competition. He's been absolutely crushing it last year and this year for the Eels. Maybe not so much as much for the Eels this year, but then again, the Eels have been a bit of a basket case, which is no necessarily like insult to them. It's just what we've seen so far. There's a reason why they're in equal last right now, one in second last overall points differential wise. But Lomax is still one of the primetime wingers in this game. No concerns about him. He's good under the high ball. He's consistent, and when he's not in the centre, we're not going to be worried about him flicking the ball to Rose Z at Suncorp Stadium from Optus Stadium. That's what Lomax is specialty for. So, look, no worries about Zach Lomax at all in the wing. And Brian To'o has been the most consistent and best winger for years and years and years now. He's actually arguably changed the winger position in a lot of ways. I do find that we're kind of going back to that taller winger now. There was a period where the Brian To'o type in the last 5 years was the kind of focal point, but now we are kind of going back to these guys who are a bit more taller and a bit more lankier. But Brian To'o is absolutely strong, powerhouse, safe under the high ball. Issue against Xavier Coates if it is going to be a game where Queensland decide to kick it to him a lot more because Xavier Coates is a lot taller than him, I'm pretty certain they're on the same side. If not, then my bad. But either way, Brian To'o isn't exactly the tallest winger. So that's the only question mark around Brian. Outside of that, he's still the best winger in the game, arguably. Now, the centres of Stephen Crichton and Latrell Mitchell is the most dominating centre pairing that you look at on paper and say, how on earth does this centre pairing get beaten? Latrell Mitchell, when he was at the Sydney Roosters, was the best centre in the game. He was the best centre in the game. Now he's at the Rabbitohs. He's played fullback. He went into the centre, Jai Gray, and now he's back at fullback. You know, he's had a few injuries here and there. Yes, he's a very controversial player. You know, I get around him. I think he's great entertainment and whatnot. But when he's in the centre, it's just scary. Do I think that he's been at his pure best for New South Wales across these last 3 games where they've won? Not necessarily, but overall, this guy could absolutely explode at any given moment and absolutely crush Queensland. And then Stephen Crichton is the best centre in the game currently for mine. If I'm looking at any centre in the NRL, I'm looking at Stephen Crichton. He's been to help adjust the Bulldogs. He's been to push them into the right direction. His captaincy is absolutely fantastic for them. And he's able to come in here for New South Wales and damaging runs, great defense, fantastic defense. Overall, this centre pairing is the best centre pairing in the game. Yeah, like if these two guys for me is the best centre pairing in the game. So that 1 through 5 is absolutely sickening. It's sickening if you're a Queensland fan. And they realistically shouldn't be getting beaten that 1 through 5. Now we go into the halves of Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary in the halfback. Like I said, there's a bit of a concern that they've had to come back to what they had before, and again, it's not out of anything but necessity. They've had to come back here to Luai because of the injury with Moses and whatnot. Nathan Cleary is still the best halfback in the game. Luai is still one of the best 5'8" in the game. Yeah, look, the Tigers aren't doing too fantastic. They are doing better than last season, but also still really close there to the bottom of the table. Luai has tried to adjust that. I think it'll take a little bit longer there with West. They're in the development stage. See, not a Tigers hater, just telling you, the development stage. But the point is that is Luai going to be able to come and do the same thing that Mitchell Moses has been able to do? Now, Moses and Luai were the halves in game 3 and 2 last year, or was it Cleary and I can't remember. But either way, Moses and Luai were the ones who played game 3 because of the injury there to Cleary. I can't remember if it was game 2 as well. No, because it wasn't. It was Nico Hines, wasn't it? Didn't they bring in Nico Hines and he was alongside maybe Luai? Was that game 1? Anyway, long story short, it's going to be interesting to see Luai come back into this team. He is a very good player. He is overhated, but then again, that comes from the fact that he is a controversial player. He talks a lot of shit. He also, plays quality football, which is able to own that talking shit. If you play quality football, you can own that shit, man. And he gives his shit right into the Queenslanders, and rightfully so, prove him wrong. Queenslanders like myself, I say, look, might be a bit of a dick on the field, but at the end of the day, he's doing his job, and that's all entertainment. And I look at Luai, and I think that he's still one of the best 5'8" in the game. So he comes in alongside Cleary here. I've got no concerns about Cleary. He did miss a lot of kicks in game 1. And Nathan Cleary did miss a lot of kicks in game 1. They need to fix their conversion rate. They were 0 from 4. People forget that Queensland was also 0 from 1. But New South Wales was 0 from 4. They could have won by a lot more in game 1. They could have won by a lot more, but they obviously didn't because of the conversion game. So yeah, look. These guys have won 4 premierships together. They're in 5 grand finals in a row together. They separate now from the Panthers to the Tigers. They separated, obviously, in game 1 and weren't able to really play too much last year in the halves for New South Wales. You'd be confident in them. However, it's another change to go back and revert to where they've been before, which wasn't necessarily getting the greatest amount of success for New South Wales, which is where my question mark comes from. Again, it's not hate or slander. It's just saying they're going back to a point where they weren't necessarily as successful. Go to the front row forwards of Max King and Payne Haas. Payne Haas is the best front row in the game in the NRL level. Has he dominated Origin level yet? Maybe not necessarily. I think that he's still the guy that you would expect in regards to making those meters and running the ball hard, but he doesn't need to be the same as he is at the Broncos, which is a big misconception. People expect him to provide the same amount of statistics and the same amount of meters and post-contact and X-Factor play that he does at the Broncos. At NRL level, it is so different, man. There's enough players here. Every other player here is some of the best players across the entirety of the competition. Whilst the Broncos, yeah, they have good players, but it's not the same standard. So Payne Haas can just really really focus and hone in on one specific thing and let everybody else do, the X factor plays whilst he's just running that ball hard, getting a few offloads. That's what you want here from Payne Haas. He hasn't necessarily dominated the Origin arena overall over the last couple of years, but he is the best front row in the game. So it's concerning. And Max King is absolutely my favourite story of this year. Max King, I've known him obviously since his Titans, and he went to the Storm, and there were some really tough times there with injuries and all that. He found himself with the Bulldogs, and now he's able to get into the Origin team. And it's great to see him in this Origin team, considering, he's been able to beat out a guy like Terrell May, who's been getting some amazing statistics there for the West Tigers. So it does show how much the Blues do believe in Max King overall. And the Bulldogs are in top of the table. He's a big part of that. Love Maxi King here in the front row. Number 9 is Reece Robson. Look, he's been a bit up in the air. Like, I think that he can be incredible, but he can also go a little bit missing at times as well, whether that be for Cowboys or for New South Wales. But again, he doesn't need to be that X Factor, considering there is so much X Factor here. I think Robson is a guy that will just kind of get through his work and do his thing, can make a few mistakes here and there, but overall is still one of the better hookers in the game. Just goes a lot more unnoticed than a guy that you would expect like Harry Grant with his X Factor. Go to the back row here of Liam Martin and Angus Crichton. This is scary. There's no question marks about the fact that this is absolutely scary to look at. Liam Martin and Angus Crichton. Now, Liam Martin, I wouldn't necessarily look at and say that he's going to be the most, you're not going to see those massive tackles every single tackle, but he's going to come in with just a bone rattler every now and again. And sometimes he'll go bang, and then he'll go back, and he'll go bang again on the very next tackle. That's the kind of play that Liam Martin has. He knows when to pick his moments. And he's a massive, I hate to use this word, but I'm going to use this word because it's deserved, and it's footy, so overall, I'm going to use this word. It's not about his character. It's about his on-field persona. He's a grub on the field. He is a grub on the field. And he loves it. And he owns that shit. Right? Liam Martin is a grub on the field. I guarantee you that he owns it personally as well. That's a part of his character on the field. Right? And I think that is something that Queensland do lack a little bit of right now. Because you look at this Queensland team and you say, who has that grub mentality on the field like Liam Martin does? He's able to rile up the opposition. He's able to really get into them. I think that Queensland do lack a little bit of that right now. When you go back through history for Queensland, they've had plenty of them, right? Liam Martin is that guy on the field that can really niggle at the opposition. So Angus Crichton as well, not that he's been having an incredible year necessarily this year. Last year was insane, and considering his story to get back into rugby league, amazing. But again, that back row is absolutely just dangerous. And the 13 is Isaiah Yeo, very smart, not really much X factor. He's going to hold the line. He's going to do what he needs to do. You're not going to necessarily see him too much if you kind of just enjoy rugby league. You're not really focusing too heavily on the individual plays defensively, attacking wise. He's just going to motor along. He's a big motor, man. So, look, Isaiah Yeo is one of the smartest, if not the smartest lock in the game, and that's why he's gone on to win 4 premierships in a row and be the captain there for Australia, for New South Wales, and also for the Panthers. Interchange-wise, Connor Watson, Spencer Leniu, Hudson Young, and Stefano Utokumanu. I do think it's interesting. I really would have liked to see Spencer Leniu start tonight for the sole purpose of all this absolute dribble from New South Wales in regards to the not kicking to Spencer Leniu. Like, at the end of the day, who gives a fuck, right? Like, yeah, sure, they didn't kick to him, but it was just blown well out of proportion. It was blown well out of proportion. So I really want to see, I actually would nearly enjoy, even more so tonight, Queensland not kick to him. Not for any other reason than just to piss him off. Like, just to piss him off again. And then to see all the Blues fans, going out and saying Queensland soft this, Queensland soft that. Like, at the end of the day, to see how rattled it made everyone that Queensland didn't kick to Spencer Leniu, I would nearly expect and hope that they kick it the completely opposite direction just to piss you all off. Because it was such an overreaction. I do understand that it sent a little bit of a bad message, but the overreaction was gigantic. It was absolutely enormous. So it would be even more funny if they just didn't kick it off to him tonight. But I'm sure that they will do it. They will go and kick it to him. It's just as simple as that. And he is a scary player, man. He owns his shit as well. And if they do kick it to him, and we do get to see that, geez, that's going to be a great one to watch. Like, that is going to be awesome to watch. I hope that Queensland kick off in the second half, because if they kick off in the first half, then Spencer's not starting. So we're not going to see that. But if they're kicking off in the second half, then Spencer will definitely be on the field, and then we'll see it. Hudson Young. Hudson Young can be up and down, especially for New South Wales. look, overall, Hudson Young is one of the best back rowers in the competition for the Canberra Raiders. He scores tries at will. Absolutely fantastic. A big part of why Canberra, sorry Dogs fans, actually are first. They do have 3 buys still remaining. Ridiculous that Canberra, coming up until, sorry, they've got 2 buys remaining because they had a buy last week. But it's ridiculous that they take this long just to get their first buy. Hudson Young is a very good player, but he can let the occasion get away from him sometimes. He can let the Origin arena kind of take him away from what he needs to do. That's my only concern here. You aren't the grub. You're not here to be the grub, so don't be the grub. You know what I'm saying with Hudson Young? You've got so much X factor. You've got so much talent. You're one of the best back rowers in the game. You just don't need to get involved in that because you've got a job, and if you do your job correctly, you're one of the best back rowers in the game. That's my thoughts on Hudson Young. Stefano Utoikamanu, I haven't really seen him kind of explode the way that a lot of people have been expecting over him over the last couple of years since his Tigers and now at the Storm. Sure, he's solid. I could have thought of other players that I possibly would have selected over him, but what do I know? I'm just a couch potato over here, watches games. At the end of the day, I still want to see a lot more of Stefano Utoikamanu. Overall, you're not going to see it at New South Wales level. I need to see it for the Storm. I just need to see him become the player that everyone expects him to be. And Connor Watson is the 14. He is an incredible utility. He can play 13. He can play back row. He can play front row if you really wanted him to. He definitely can obviously play the 9. If you need to put him into the halves, he'll play there. Look, if you want to play him literally anywhere, put him on the wing for all I know, and he'll still score 3 tries. Connor Watson is an incredible player to watch because he is very well underrated. Whether he was at the Knights or at the Roosters, this guy is super underrated. He knows what he's doing. He got a fantastic assist in game 1, which ultimately won the game there for New South Wales late on in the game. So, look, people can underrate him all they like, but ultimately, he is one of the better players in the game. So, look, you look across those 2 team lineups, and you think the reason why the favourites are New South Wales so heavily is because they've got the better team on paper. But rugby league isn't played on paper. I do think there's a lot on the line here for Queensland. I think a lot of these players are very well aware that if they lose this game, there might be massive changes incoming. Billy has sent a message to say, listen here, if you don't perform, I'm going to drop your captain and your halfback who's won multiple State of Origins before. He's won the World Cup. He has won a premiership with Manly before, long time ago. But the point is that if you don't perform, you are going to get dropped, right? And they're going to put in these fresh new era of talent. Now, Queensland will never have that same depth ability as New South Wales because of the gigantic amount of competition down there in New South Wales. But ultimately, Billy has said, if you're not performing, there are other guys that I'm going to put in here. And I'm not scared to do it. Because if there's ever going to be a person that Queensland could have dropped to suggest that anybody is on the table to be dropped, it was Cherry Evans. So Billy sent a massive message there, and they need to perform, and I'm really worried I am worried for Harry Grant if he doesn't perform, man, long term. I really am, because he needs to start showing out again at the big level. Queensland have never won with him at the 9. He is the one that needs to have the best game of his life tonight. So look, I am a Queenslander. I've given you a massive positive rap about the Blues here. I've given you a massive critical rap about Queensland from game 1 in the last couple of seasons. Are they aging? Do they need a refreshing? Sure, but I am going to back in my boys tonight. I have to do it. I feel like the underdog is on. Do I think we win game 3? Maybe not necessarily, but I'll still obviously back in my boys all the way. Hopefully it's going to be a great game tonight. Hopefully we don't just see a game that is just dominated from the outset. Game 2s usually end up being blowouts. It's usually to the team that lost game 1. Maybe that's gone away in the last couple of years, but usually game 2 is a bit of a blowout off the back of what we saw of the previous game. I don't think there's going to be a blowout here tonight. Queensland have never won in Perth, but sure, give the fans a little bit of hope and belief, and give the spectators a bit of an entertaining game 3. Because if the Queensland lose this game, congratulations New South Wales, you deserve it. You've been the better team across the last 2 seasons and the last 2 series. But game 3s are always so dead if it doesn't have everything riding on the line. And even if the Blues went and absolutely flogged it in game 3, or Queensland did the same thing, it makes it more entertaining and people actually give a shit about game 3. For the time being, if it is dead rubber, it'll be shit. So please, Queensland, turn up tonight. Turn up tonight, man. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And if you're a rugby league fan, if you're a Blues fan, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. We're going to fire up now. We're going to get in the chat. We're going to see what you're saying. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. It's going to be an interesting one. If you guys are new to this channel, so with NRL games, we do a lot more talking back and forth, back and forth. When it's State of Origin, obviously the game is so... there's a lot of... I do a lot more commentary, and I speak specifically a lot more about what's happening in the game, and then when I get a moment, I'll come back to the chat, and we go bounce back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. These streams are done very differently to our regular NRL streams and whatnot. But yeah, fire up, enjoy the game. Put your feet up and please, Queensland, please turn up here in Perth, man. Turn up. That's all. I mean, I beg. I'm begging at this point. I'm begging. But all right, let's get into the chat. Let's get into the chat, which I'm sure there's probably heaps of messages already that I'm going to have to skip past a whole bunch of them because I've been rattling on for 40 minutes now. Damn, I did a preview for 40 minutes just then. Olivia Reed with the $8 redo donation. Get around you, Olivia. It's another day, another dono reporting live from the Katy Perry concert. Yeah, that's priorities. Yeah, that's priorities right there. We love that. We love that. Instead of watching State of Origin, Olivia, you're at Katy damn well Perry. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm going to read this out. Musk says, bro, can you face the camera at the game when it's on for the boys? You can still talk and all that. Yeah, well, you'll get to watch about 2 seconds of the game before I got copyright strike. Because guess what? You are looking for a illegal stream, which you're very well aware of. Gary says, fingers crossed Queensland win by 100 points. Yeah, we know, Gary Douche. Gary Douche. Nikhil says, I'll be here rapping the Blues. No. No, we're all Queensland tonight, mate. We're all Queensland tonight. Helen's Queensland. Andrew says, I'm heading out soon, but just want to say good luck and have fun. No, Andrew. 30 says, Queenslander. Sean James says, good afternoon, mate. Hello, sir. By the way, for anyone, if there's anyone who asks why the time says 5 o'clock down there, I'm in Thailand, so that's why the time is different to you. Nat says, Maroons, Queensland. Jack Turkman says, Billy Slater's a grub. You're a grub. Nikhil says, looking forward to the chat going off this evening. Hit the likes and show some support for the stream. Appreciate you, Nikhil. Any hot tips for this game? First try scorer. Look, if I'm going to go first try scorer, I do actually like Robert Toya. Maybe this is a bit of hype from game one. We could easily see. You know what? I'm actually going to go the complete opposite, and I'm going to go Val Holmes. And although that may seem like an obvious selection, I think based off of game one, that's not an obvious selection. Val Holmes had an awful game. Robert Toya had a great game, so I think the easy selection there would be to go for Toya. But I'm going to go switch, and I'm going to say Val Holmes gets off to a better start, whether him or Hamiso. I'll go down that wing rather than the wing that actually brought more success in game one, because they do need to pass it down that side more. So, yeah, I'm going to back in Val Holmes to have a better game. I'll go with him the first try scorer. If I was to go New South Wales side, I'm probably going to be looking towards who's going up against Kurt Capewell. I'm going to say, I think it might be Liam Martin. I'm going to go Crichton, though. I'm going to go Angus Crichton. But whoever's up on Kurt Capewell's side, again, he's got 75 missed tackles this season, which is the highest amount of missed tackles for any player in the NRL by 20. The next two worst are 55 and 55. 20 more missed tackles. And if you don't know, that is a lot. That is a lot. 75 is a lot, but 20 from you to the next worst is a lot. So, yeah, whoever's gone up against Kurt Capewell, personally. Donald says, this should hopefully be a cracker of a game. Blues are 2-0 at Optus, but a series has never been won in Perth. Will the Blues... Okay, so I was right. So Queensland won game one both those times. I was right before. Will the Blues go 3-0? Will the series be level for the third time at Perth? There you go. Skidamini says, Maroons in 5. We love it. Summer says, Trent Loiero has a fan club, remember? Crazy scenes. It's crazy scenes. Trent Loiero fan club goes off, mate. Trent Loiero fan club be having the biggest party of his life tonight. Gail says, what time does the Origin start in Queensland? Origin starts in 20 minutes time at 5. Oh, it's 5:05 for me. 65:75. 8:05 p.m. for you. Around 8:05 p.m. tonight in Queensland. Eliuda says, so go Queensland, smash them tonight. Exactly right, Eliuda. Exactly right. Hunt says, Nathan can only play club level. Well, let's not go and say that he can only play club level. I don't think he's dominated the international game. Yes, I know he won the World Cup. And I don't think he's necessarily dominated at New South Wales level, even though he has won series before. But yes, I don't think he's performed at the level that we expect from him at the NRL, at New South Wales, and Australian level just yet. And that might be a controversial statement. I know a lot of people do have that similar wavelength, but it is still controversial because he has won a series and he has won a World Cup. I think we just expect perfection from him based off of what we see for him at NRL level with the Panthers. We are seeing a little bit of a regression this year based off of a lot of changes at the Panthers and based off of Unfortunately, the Panthers for them haven't been going too well this year. So, look, I think that Nathan does have to step up a lot, but we say this every single year. He has won before. So I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to go and say he can only play at club level, but he hasn't been able to play at the same level as the NRL when he's at these, when he's at Origin and International. Skidamedi says, well, Donald, look at the stats. Billy is arguably top 10 of all time, while Aaron Woods isn't even top 80. Oh my gosh, what's Donald said? What are your thoughts on the sledge between Woods and Slater, as well as Slater mentioning the late Paul Green, the rebuttal to being caught or grabbed by Woods? Well, as you can see there by my pinned comment in the chat, so if you follow BKR Sport on Instagram, I did a whole story thing today. So if you look at my stories on Instagram, I spoke about my thoughts about Billy Slater and Aaron Woods and whatnot. I don't want to go too deep into it here, but if people want to listen to my thoughts about the Billy Slater, Aaron Woods situation, feel free to go to the Instagram, chuck us a follow, and watch the story. I'm not going to pop in and check the score. Oh, sorry, I'm going to pop in and check the score when I'm not singing my heart out. There you go. You know, get around it. Get around a bit of Katy Perry. Get around it. I'm going to skip past a few here just because I know that I'm well behind in the chat. Jack says, don't use Telstra anymore because of the stupid ad. No, I'm never using Telstra ever again. Telstra, if you're ever watching, hey, listen here, Telstra. Hey, listen here, Telstra. Your ad sucks, and I hope the... No, I'm not going to... No, I'm not going to make that joke. We're going to pretend I didn't say anything. I'm not going to go on with that. But anyway, the point is that Telstra, I'm never using Telstra. I'm never doing it. I'm never doing it. It's your fault. You did it. I don't care if I have to use a smoke signal for the rest of my life. I will use a smoke signal. I will talk like this. All right? Hello, 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 hello. That's how I'll talk to people in future. Instead of using Telstra. If I have to send a pigeon to talk to people from another place, that's what I'll do instead of using Telstra because of the Telstra ad. And that's serious. That's damn well serious. I'm never using Telstra again. Bretzy says Queensland win today, did man of the match. I think I'm going to say Munster man of the match. If Queensland win. If New South Wales win, I'm probably going to be looking towards... Damn, who am I going to look towards for New South Wales if they win this game? You know what? I'm going to go Stephen Crichton. I think if New South Wales win, I'm going Stephen Crichton man of the match. Queensland win, I go Munster. Olivia says, that's okay, you don't need to. I don't know what's going on there. Slapper says, stop flirting, guys. Never tell me what to do. Bretton says, Nico played game 1. Okay, Nico played game 1. And then was it Luai and Moses game 2? Or was it... Because Cleary didn't play last year. Nico and Luai. And then I think game 2 was when it was Moses... Luai, and then game 3 Moses Luai, if I'm not mistaken. Lagan Paulsek says, let's get to New South Wales. Screw you, Queensland. Screw you. No, screw you! No, screw you, son of a bitch. Don't you dare insult Queensland like that ever again. Deary me. Have a word to yourself. Brendan Weston says, let's go Queensland. See, that's a guy that gets it. Now, that's a guy that gets it right now. Matthew Harris Davies says, any change won't help the New South Wales forwards. We'll run through them again. Score 22-6. Mark my words. Sure, I don't think that's an incorrect statement. I don't think that's incorrect to believe that could potentially be the score. I think it could even be more than that. If the Blues get on a roll, they could dominate just as easily as they have in the past. You know, I don't know if Queensland have it in them to win this game 13+, and that could easily be thrown out the door as well. You know, if Queensland go and they get on a roll, these are still, people forget, New South Wales are the favourites here for a reason. And on paper, they are a spectacular team. You know, but... At the end of the day, the game's not played on paper. Things can go against you. And also, one little bad play can adjust the momentum for a team like Queensland, who still have the best players on offer for Queensland, and they can still run home like a train. We have seen in 2020 where Queensland should have been wiped off the park. Queensland should have been slaughtered like they were in 2021. Queensland in 2020 should have been slaughtered like they were in 2021. But they weren't. Queensland still found a way to win it. These are still the best players in the game currently playing for both these teams. Obviously removing Kiwi players and whatnot because they're not eligible. But at the end of the day, these are the best players, right? So, sure, New South Wales are favourites. Sure, they should win this game. But we've also seen many underdog stories across history. Many. Bradley says, wish Billy didn't take the grub comment to heart. Pretty sure old mate was talking about 42. Yeah, like I said, if you want to hear my thoughts on the Billy Slater, Aaron Wood situation, please check out the Instagram, my story there. Gary says there are 2 Ashes series this year. So, yeah, Australia will slap England both those. Nikhil says, let's push for 50 likes. So we're going to push for 100, son. We're going to push for 100 right now. Hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. We've got about 15 minutes to go until game starts, guys. Keep talking to the chat. Get around it. Jeff Mars, Queensland's do or die tonight. Yes, sir. Fire it up, Jeff. Jeff, you get into him. You get into him right now. That guitar is sick. That guitar is sick. What guitar are you talking about? Is this Jay on the guitar? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Sean James says Blues for the win in the West. No, thank you. No, thank you. Do you hate do you hate rugby league? Do you hate rugby league? Do you not want to see an exciting decider in Sydney, where Queensland won last year, mind you? Hey, we've already got rid of the Queensland loss in Queensland, all right? Because for some reason the Maroons can't seem to win there recently. But we haven't got rid of the Queensland win New South Wales yet. So let's not hate rugby league. You know, you're a hater of rugby league if you want the Blues to win or not. You're a hater. Andrew says, morning from Manchester. Pommy Andrew here. What a glorious day. No, you're a liar. We have 80-degree weather here this week. 80-degree. Wow, 80 degrees Celsius. Damn. Well, you know, God bless, mate. We'll see you in heaven very soon. Brenton says, how dare you skip my first comment at the top? Mate, what do you want me to do here? Look at the chat. look at the chat here, Brenton. Does it look like it's easy for me right now? Does it look like it's really easy? We're doing this easy? It's not necessarily easy right now, Brenton. Just why don't you do me a favour and just copy it and then paste it, and then hopefully we get to it next time. Wow, I know it's hard to fathom down there in Novocastrian land in Newcastle, but you're going to learn today. Saltute says, sorry if I mispronounced your name, Up the Maroons. We love it. We love it. Real Fan Sports says, have a good stream, brother. Up the Maroons. Get into him, Zach, I should call you. Zach. Libby says, priorities is seeing your favourite artist when the opportunity arises. Who knows what this world is coming to? No, you're absolutely right, Olivia. The world's gone. The world's gone. Lads, what I'll tell you here, we're not going any political or anything like that. Just enjoy your life, man. Please, just enjoy your life. Because honestly, this shit's wild. The world's gone crazy. We all could die tomorrow. We could all die tonight. Queensland lose tonight. We may as well. You know, the point of the matter is that anything can happen. The shit's just gone. Everything's up in the air. So just enjoy your life. Have a beer. Watch the footy. And sit back and enjoy. My dad's kids are rewatching a game from last year and then going to bed. My dad's kids are rewatching a game from last year and then going to bed? Is it the Titans 46-18 win over the Broncos? Love it. Donald says, no, what are the odds the first points are from a penalty rather than why would we even think that? I don't want that. Like, if that happens, cool. But that's not what people... Okay. You know, but no one cares about first penalty scorer. Everyone cares about first try scorer. Slapper says, I thought Katy Perry was an astronaut now. Yeah, no, Katy Perry is an astronaut, mate. Slapper, don't be disrespectful. That is an astronaut. That is the peak astronaut. Astronautism. LaFari says, the sky is blue tonight. Go the Mighty Blues. No, actually. No, I can see clouds. No. I can see clouds here. Now, this may be clouds in Thailand, but I can see clouds. So you're actually lying. You're actually lying here. Sky's not blue. Can't see it. No, it's more. Well, I can't say maroon or red, but it's definitely it's grey. You know, no colour. So I think that's showing that an upset's on tonight. I think that's what it's showing. John the Force is up the Maroons. Exactly right. Daz mate says, where's your Queensland 13 plus tat? Well, we win today, Daz. Bang! Righty. When Queensland win 13 plus, I'm getting a tap right here, son. Right here. Murray says, big boy number 1 opening try. Oh, you got Kanaponga. Oh, you're saying Kanaponga or Dylan Edwards? I wouldn't necessarily say either of those. Edwards is probably the bigger frame than Ponga, but I don't... which number 1 are you talking about? Over and under for the amount of times that that ad gets played. Hopefully, very much the under. Very much, hopefully. Very much. Thurden says, want to see the Blues win? Well, they're favourites. They are favourites for a reason. Damn, this chat's going super fast, man. If I miss your comment, guys, just please understand it does go pretty fast. 10 minutes to go until game starts, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Skidamani says, tell your ad is worse, then there's a hole in your bucket, dear Labour. Now, that was a tune, mate. No, that was number 1 on Spotify. That there's a hole in your bucket, dear Labour, dear Labour. No, Telstra ad's the worst thing that ever existed. Mbarusha says, send me application for watching Australian football. I'm from Rwanda, Kigali, East Africa. Well, appreciate you from watching in Rwanda. I'm not going to be able to send you an application, but I'm sure Jay Hayes is able to help you out with that one. He can send you a link in the chat. Skidamani, that's right. Thurden says, critter up. Shanna says, how old are you? I am 16, turning 24. Jack Kirkland says, how are you, Blaze? I'm going all right, man. We're firing up. I've got 1 week left here in Thailand before I head to Vietnam. Polish Power with the $8 donation. Get around your donation. Thank you very much for the $8 donation. Why Cobbo and Reece Walsh not playing? Okay, well, there's 2 questions there. I'll give you one answer. It's because Reece Walsh hasn't done anything to prove himself for Origin this year. Reece Walsh, before he was injured, had an awful start to this year with the Broncos. And then he got injured. And then he had one great game against the Titans. But the Gold Coast Titans are in 17th position. And it's like, yes, Reece played well on that, but also then had a bye. Why would you drop Ponga, and you're entitled to your opinion, but why would you drop Ponga to bring in Reece Walsh based off of one game when he has had a really rough season so far? I think people are forgetting about how poor he was before he went into his injury, and then he also had that injury. So Reece Walsh was never going to be selected in this game. It just wasn't going to happen. If he can crush it over these next couple of weeks, if Queensland lose game 2 and he crushes over the next couple of weeks, maybe you can throw him in there. But if Queensland win tonight, then he's not playing in game 3 either. Selwyn Cobbo, it's just not going to be happening. Who are you dropping for him? Robert Toya had the game of his life in game 1 for Queensland despite the loss. He's not coming in for Xavier Coates. He's not coming in for Hamiso. Sure, you could maybe make the suggestion of Val Holmes, but it's just not going to happen. So I'm sure that you're probably a Broncos fan, man, and again, you're entitled to your opinion, but Reece Walsh was never on the cards, and Selwyn Cobbo, I don't even think the Broncos want him right now. Isn't he moving clubs? I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. So, yeah, like I said, entitled to your opinion, but Reece was never on the cards, and Selwyn, I think there's a bit more issues there in clubland before we start thinking about him playing in the Origin arena again. And again, who would you drop for him? I don't think they're going to drop Val Holmes for him. Unless he has an awful game tonight, then we're going to see how the centre position goes into game 3. Tom says this game will cost Billy Slater his coaching job. Well, no, it wouldn't be this game. It would be the last 4 games in a row. This game, game 1, game 3, and game 2. That would be the one. Do I think that he gets out before the end of the series? No. But also, who are you... when people say they want a coach sacked, who do you suggest? And why would Billy Slater... It's very hard to kind of come up with the terminology for this. Why would Billy Slater get sacked right now? Like, for who? What would be the reasoning for it? What coach that is available to coach for State of Origin, what coach would get more out of this Queensland current crop compared to this Blues crop? What is it that you are disagreeing in regards with Billy Slater right now? Because you have to disagree with selections. Because you can't just say they're losing, so get rid of Billy Slater. What is the actual reasoning behind you wanting Billy Slater sacked? Is it just because they've lost the 3-4 games in a row? I can understand the question marks, but also, what is Queensland doing wrong? Do you believe it's because of Cherry Evans and now they've selected Tom Din? Or I don't really understand kind of what you more so expect Billy to do. He is kind of this. What is the changes that you would make that you're saying that Billy is ridiculous for not making? That's the question to ask you. I hope I made that. I hope I explained that right. I don't know. Daniel Bates says, morning, just waiting outside a pub in Lincoln to open. Hopefully they will have a game on. Let's have it. Yeah, well, hopefully you've got an umbrella, mate. Hopefully you've got a nice little umbrella there because obviously it's in... hopefully it's not raining too hard in rainy old England. Duganhausen says, what happened on the Telstra ad? I haven't seen it. It's just the same repetitive, stupid ad played 24/7, and it's just like a really annoying whistle, and like the cartoony thing looks really strange and just stupid, and then your team's getting beaten by like 50 points, and then that ad comes on, and you just want to grab your computer and just throw it against the wall. That's what's happened with the Telstra ad, and they know what they're doing here. Bentley Moore says, let's go Queensland. Tom says, up the New South Wales Blues. Joe says, which side will they kick to? I would love for them not to kick to Spencer because it would just blow New South Wales up, man. At this point, like, I originally was under the thought process of, like, please kick to Spencer just to shut him up. Now, I think it would be funnier for them to kick away from Spencer all night. It would be just pure gold. I couldn't give a shit what Blues fans say in response to the night. I did think it was a bit weak of them not to do it in game 1. Not that I think that I think it was blown well out of proportion. But is it raining in Perth? Oh no, that might change the game around a lot. Can someone let me know? Is it raining in Perth right now? Is that what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Because they've got umbrellas out. So I assume that it is. I just didn't see the rain. Andrew says, Factor 50 is distributed to all on momentous days like these here. Yeah, it's raining a lot. You don't need that, mate. Brenton says, okay, here's what I said. Queensland will need... No, not reading that coming out. Lorenzo says, how do you rate Lindsay Collins this season? I haven't really specifically looked towards him at the Roosters, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to give you a positive or a negative right now because I haven't really noticed him as much, which could be a negative. That we obviously watch every single game of rugby league here on this channel and stream it. So if I'm not noticing him, maybe there's a problem. But then again, please let me know if I'm wrong. And he has been having a great season, just going under the radar. But I haven't seen a great deal from Lindsay Collins so far this season. Susan Cotter says, will we be able to see the game while you commentate? Due to broadcasting restrictions, you know that's illegal. Average says, who do you think is going to be the best player for the Maroons? I think if Queensland win, it has to be Munster. But then again, I would love to see Harry Grant, man. I would love to see Harry Grant do it because he's never won a game as a starting hooker. So now, getting ready to run out to the field here, guys. It's about 5 minutes to go. Obviously, we're going to have the national anthem that comes on first as well. So New South Wales are about to run out onto the field. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Get your predictions, your score predictions in the chat right damn well now. Get your score predictions in the chat immediately. Sorry. Oh, damn. There's a lot of Blues fans on my damn old Instagram DMs right now. Thomas, it feels good to see the past Panthers return from their new team in NRL. Why are we screaming? Why are we capitalising everything? Why are we screaming? You don't need to scream around here, son. Let me do the screaming. Tri-Town Dead Under says, can't the Maroons? Exactly right. Okay, the Blues are walking out of the field now. Get around you, Kendricks. Appreciate you for subbing up. But Zach says, a stolen Land Cruiser driving through my local shopping centre wasn't on my bingo card today. Yeah, reading that coming out that had nothing to do with the game also wasn't on my bingo card today. Yeah, no, it wasn't. All right, so the Blues are out in the field. It is a sold-out stadium here at Optus Stadium in Perth. Sold-out stadium. Kid says, come on to Maroons. Kendrick says, do you go for New South or Queensland? No New South in your mouth, son. Queenslander! Fire it up. But I will give you, and this is the thing that people don't understand, I will commentate the game. You will see my passion. You will see my emotion. I am invested in the ups and downs of this sport. We are here for every single game, so you can't not have an investment. You can't be not passionate. So you will see my Queensland bias and passion. But I will also give you as fair of an analysis about New South Wales as I possibly can. If we lose this game, Queensland loses this game, I will tell you that New South Wales were the better team. Just like I did in game one. I'm not going to sit here and be salty and say, oh man, this and that. If I do genuinely believe that officiating has been a detriment to either New South Wales or Queensland, I'll also tell you, right? And again, it's my perspective. So it doesn't mean that it's necessarily right. But yes, I will be passionate, emotional, and invested in the game. And I will go for Queensland, but I will do my best to give you the analysis for New South Wales as well. Joshua says, g'day mate, why not bring David Feeder out from Q Cup? We'll talk about our NRL stuff on the streams on Friday, bro. We'll talk about that's a bigger conversation than to be having on the Origin stream right now. Jimmy James says, Trent Barrett, new Queensland coach. I'm timing you out. You know what you're doing, Jimmy. I'll give you a minute. I'm timing you out for a minute. You deserve it too. You deserve it, Jimmy. You deserve it, Jimmy. You know you do. Don't ever suggest Trent Barrett being Queensland coach ever again. That's almost as bad as someone saying, oh, what did someone say on the stream on the weekend? Oh, Tino to somewhere. Tino to the Broncos or something? Yeah, he got a timeout. He got a good timeout too. So both teams are out in the field, now we're just waiting for the national anthem to get underway. Oh, there is rain. Yeah, okay, there is rain. Oh, thank you, Jay. Yeah, wow. Perth's actually relevant. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you know more. You know more for sure. Triton Donut says, extremely nervous. Hopefully Queensland win this and force a decider. It'll be a massive, massive time here on the channel if it's game 3 decider. Massive. Sean James says, I'm a lover of the game, but I remember the 80s, mate. No, Sean. Hater. Rugby league hater. Rugby league hater alert. Hater alert. All right, so we've got the welcome to country now. Logan Borsak says, last time there was a rainy Origin in Perth, we didn't see a game. It was postponed. It definitely didn't happen. Blues definitely did not win 38-6 in 2019. So we will be putting the house on the no game was played in 2019. That's what we'll be doing, Logan Borsak. Thank you for that one. Kendrick says 27 Blues, 18 Maroons. Bit of an odd scoreline there, but sure. 27's a bit of an odd one. Jay, thank you for letting me know about scoreboard. Obviously, the game hasn't started yet. The game hasn't started yet, so I'll refresh it now, and hopefully it does it itself. But the game hasn't started yet, so you usually have to wait until the game does go. Niam says, let's go to New South Wales Blues. Jay says he's hoping you stop dribbling shit all stream, Donald. Get into him, Jay. 360 Marine says, yesterday was king, today it's the queen. Yesterday was king, today it's the queen. I'm not too sure. Kendrick says, do we get to see the game or are you just going to commentate? I'm just going to be talking directly to you, Kendricks. Only me and you, mate. Just me and you. This is a date, mate. This is a date. You and me. Righty. Right now. Mate says, never seen, but you're paying the bill. Never seen so many heads in my life. Okay, well, you're insulting Western Australia. You're not insulting Queensland because this isn't in Queensland. So, Jay, he's coming at you there. Jay, he's coming at the Perth locals and the Western. If you're from Western Australia, he's just said you've all got two heads. Deary me. Wow. Sunday says fire up. Exactly right. Go Queensland, Sunday. Peter Foster says good luck to both teams. Yeah, hopefully we get a good game tonight. Hopefully we get a great game tonight. Manis Monaco says, good night, mate. Watching from Papua New Guinea. We have a lot of Papua New Guineans here who watch the channel, and we had a massive amount of Papua New Guineans watch the Origin game once. We appreciate you as always. Looking forward to your team coming in 2028 in the NRL. Brocky Sports with the $8 redo donation says, my glorious King Tino, please adopt me. I'll show him you said that. I'm going to screenshot that and I'm going to show it. My glorious King Tino, please adopt me. Alright, that's been screenshotted. Alright, Advance Australia Fair Mudabishes. Let's go for State of Origin, Game 2, 2025. Queensland must win to force the deciding Game 3 in New South Wales, in Sydney. Let's do it. Let's do it. Keep getting in the chat. Tell me your score predictions. Brent the 10 says, where are the fully sick neck tats, bruh? Oh, the fully sick neck tats, unfortunately, I had to get them laser removed, mate. Laser removed. As you can see, I've got massive scars from the fully sick neck tats, bruh. Come on, man. Sean James says, 16 all draw. No. It can't happen. I don't think Origin games can end in a draw anymore. I'm pretty certain it just keeps going and going, doesn't it? Unless, is it the 10 minutes? Because then New South Wales would hold the series. They wouldn't win the series if they lost Game 3. I think it just keeps going, doesn't it? All right, who's kicking off here? Who is kicking off? Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 sec. So Queensland are kicking off. Queensland are kicking off here. But Spencer Leniu is not in the starting lineup, so unfortunately we're not seeing him. So I would love to see Queensland keep him to 0 and just don't kick it to him. Zach says might be some Shanghai spy drone flight. What we're doing is that you're talking about something in your shopping centre. You got Shanghai spy. Deary me, Zach. You're right though. Queensland, here we go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Queensland will kick the ball off. It's Val Holmes. And guess what? They did kick it right. Josh Hannay was not lying when he said that the Maroons would kick it right. And Payne Haas, he'll get crunched down to the 10. Paddy Carrigan. No, sorry, not Paddy Carrigan. He's not even starting. Ruben Cotter there with the hit there to lock him down early. Second tackle here for the Blues, and they're going to be at the 15. 39 minutes to go here of the first half. Jag Girl says 9 is down for me, so I'm here to watch your live stream. Up Queensland. Get around Queensland, Jag Girl. Get around it. Get around a Queenslander. So I'm just going to make sure here that... Okay, it has updated live. Beautiful. It has... the live score is going. Blues. Liam Martin crunching the tackle there by... who was that? Oh, Harry Grant. Jeez, he looks different in that white headgear. Manus Monaco says Queenslander. So fit tackle with the Blues at 35. Robinson gets it back into Luai. Who's got a lot to do tonight, and that's not a good kick. Wow! Thank you, Jerome, baby. Welcome back to Origin, baby. Welcome back to Origin, Jerome. That is a kick out on the full. They're not playing. So you see row 3? You see row 3? They're not playing, Jerome. You can't... No, you can't kick it out there. That's out in the full. So Queensland will get the ball here at the 40. Queensland get the ball here at the 40. All right, Tino gives it out to big Moaki Footawaka, and he'll be 35 metres out from the line. Sunder says New South Wales to win a close one. You wash your mouth out with soap, Sunder. All right, Queensland now, second tackle, Trent Loiero, 33 metres away here from the line. Kendrick says, bro, all the other lives just have a white screen. It's so annoying. Yeah, because it's illegal to shut the game. You know this. Ponga now taken down here at the 23. At the 23. Third tackle. Haven't made a massive amount of metres here. They've only made about 20 metres in these 3 tackles. They give it out to Munster. Munster underneath now to Val Holmes. And Val Holmes to 15. Fourth tackle. Come on, let's get it in early. Let's get it in early. Good run there from Harry Grant. He'll get it out the back now to Tom Din. Tom Din goes at himself and he'll be 5 metres away from the line. Fit tackle. Fit tackle. Come on, Queensland. Get it in early. Tom Din rolls it back to Harry Grant. They go out to the left-hand side to Munster. Munster grubs it through here. Not a good kick at all. That'll be a 7 tackle set coming up for the Blues. That was not a good kick there from Munster, unfortunately. Josh Crover says, evening Blaze and chat. Thank you for letting me back in the community for Origin. I've learned my lesson and I'm sorry. Get around you, Josh. Appreciate you for being back. Jack Girl said, I don't think I've ever been as nervous for an Origin game than this one. So much tension in this one. Yeah, 100%. You know, it's a do or die here for Queensland. You know, the Blues don't have the pressure on them in this one. But then, a lot of the pressure does actually go to the Blues if they lose this one because you don't want to give the momentum to the team in game 2. Ooh, that was close to a penalty. Second tackle now for the Blues at the 42 on their own side of the field. They go to the right-hand side, and now they'll be at the halfway point on third tackle. It's a big hit. A couple of huge hits here from Queensland early. That was Tino and Kurt Catewell. I'm just so concerned about those missed tackle stat there from Kurt Catewell. It's a bad stat to have. That is such a bad stat to have. Oh, we didn't call a 6 again for that. So Payne Haas, we fit tackle at the 30. Good amount of meters here for the Blues, though. It's a good start sign. Josh J, I'm definitely sorry. I don't want to miss out on chat again. Sunder says 2 poor last tackle options, both teams. Yes, I agree. Ponga knock on, and that's actually a penalty. That's actually... Oh, no, they're going to say it's fine. So it's going to be a knock on here from Queensland. I'm surprised that's not classed as a penalty, actually, Klein, because he was in front of him. That should have been a penalty, no? Because Ponga goes up for it at the 5. Why is that not a penalty, Blues? Is that not a penalty, Blues? Oh, he didn't play it. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. He didn't play it. So it will be accidental. Shy says, up to Queensland. All right, so the Blues here, 15 metres out. Jerome Luai off to Dylan Edwards. Edwards gives it out here to Brian To'o. And To'o is going to be taken down here, 5 metres away here from the line. So it is To'o up against Hamita today. So that height battle isn't what I was talking about before the game started. Isaiah Yo, he'll be 15 metres away here from the line. Second tackle for the Blues. They roll it back to Reece Robson. He goes to Jerome Luai. Luai, he's touching the ball a lot. Obviously made that early mistake. Cleary nearly knocks it on. Damn. Good hands there from Cleary. Not a good pass. Nearly dropped the ball, but he does have it 20 metres out. Nathan Cleary rolls it back into Reece Robson. And he'll give it to Maxi King. 15 metres away, 4 tackle. Very nerve-wracking start here. Both teams have had an attacking opportunity in the first 5 minutes, which is not necessarily normal for Origin. Usually it's very tense in the middle of the park. Both teams have been inside the attacking 20. Oh, 6 again on fit tackle from Queensland. That's ill-disciplined. That's what the problem was early on in Game 1. Early on in Game 1, Queensland was super ill-disciplined, and that is not a great start there from them. So first tackle now for the Blues, 3 metres away. It'll be huge if Queensland can defend this, though. If they can defend this early onslaught from the Blues, it'll be massive. So second tackle here for New South Wales. Reece Robson, he'll go out the back into Nathan Cleary. Cleary, short ball. Angus Crichton, 4 metres out. Third tackle. Robson gives it out to Isaiah Yo. Yo goes it himself. Nice little roll there, but he'll be 2 metres away from the line. 4 tackle. 4 tackle now. 5 minutes in. They go out to the right. Nathan Cleary. Good read. Knock on. Let's go. Good defense, Maroons. Stephen Crichton with a knock on, and Queensland will get the ball here at the 10. Huge defense there. Blues putting on pressure, putting on pressure. But they weren't able to get over the line here. And look, I think it was just because Crichton does have the opportunity to pass that ball to the right. Now, I do see that I think maybe Munster has this covered out the back. He does. Munster would have had the pass covered for the winger, but it would have been a one-on-one situation. But Luai trying to get that quick pass out, unfortunately, will drop the ball. The Diddler says, Blues are cockroaches. Donald says, did that ball go to Grass McGrath again? Big Grass McGrath fan, Donald. Big Grass McGrath fan. By the way, Jay, that one's very obvious. So first tackle out to 15. First tackle to 15. Niam says, calm down, Queensland. Never. I wouldn't. Queensland never calm down, mate. Never calm down. Never, ever, never. Oh, for gosh sake, Tino. Oh, penalty? Yes! That's a strip, baby. Bang. Strip, and that's it. Oh, Biffo! Someone throw an uppercut already. Come on. Someone throw an uppercut. Get the uppercuts going. Someone throw a jab. Get a little bit of a hook going. There's a bit of a slight little Biffo. All the shirts remain on, and no one's knocked out on the ground. Disappointing fight there. So the Blues are actually going to challenge this, and I didn't think it was a strip early either. I thought it was a knock-on. Who do I honestly think is going to win? On paper, the Blues. On paper, it's the Blues, but things aren't played on paper. Well, that's just a loose carry. Yeah, Nathan Cleary is just making a tackle there. Yeah, that's a successful challenge. Yeah, Tino's just lost the ball. He just lost the ball there. So this will be a successful challenge. Blues, they'll get the ball at the 24. Who just said that in the commentary? If this decision is changed, this ball will go to New South Wales. Thank you, Sherlock Holmes. Commentary. Who was that? That was really intellectual stuff there from the Channel 9 commentary. Well done, guys. I really didn't know if the Blues challenged it and it was successful that they would receive the ball. That's crazy. That's crazy there from the commentary team. So first tackle here for the Blues, and they're 18 metres out from the line. Dasmus rip his mullet off. Don't you ever dare. Don't you dare talk negatively about my goat, Tina Fasul Malawi. Dylan Edwards, right-hand side. Oh, geez, that was close to 4, but Liam Martin here will be 9 metres out. The early onslaught by the Blues. Again, Queensland are going to do a lot to withhold all this pressure. They've gone through a couple of sets already. Now this is a third set in the opening 7 minutes here in the attacking line. They kick it through, and that's going to be a try. Brian Toto is going to score on the wing. Well, the Blues will score here. It's 4-0 with the kick to come. Brian Toto will score out of the left-hand side. Yikes, son. Yikes. Big old yikes. Yeah, that was an early kick, and it was actually an awful kick that ended up just being kicked through out to the left-hand side on the follow-up. So they passed it. They faked the 2 on the inside. That was never doing anything. But Luai, I think the kick was actually incorrect. It's just that Angus Crichton's been able to get a right boot to it and then kick it across here for Brian Toto, who was always going to go unmarked. I think what Luai was trying to do was actually get more of an angle and actually push it in. But luckily, Crichton was able to think on his head there for in the back row and was able to kick it across for Brian Toto. So 4-0 here to the Blues with the kick to come. Let's go Toto. Diddler says, let's go Queensland. Dom Finlayson says lowest score wins. Let's not write the game off here early. It's only been 7 minutes, and Blues have had all the ball. And yes, it's just unfortunately come down to Tino knocking that ball on, which, yeah, that's a really poor knock on to make 20 metres out from your own line. Like, you've just survived 2 fantastic sets. Like, you've got the Blues putting pressure on, and then you go and knock the ball on after they make the mistake and give them back the ball. Like, it was always going to happen. Ultimately, you'd expect the same thing from Queensland if it was at the other end of the field. So, yeah, unfortunate there from Tino. And unfortunately, Queensland have been ill-disciplined so far too. They've been giving away a couple of 6 agains. They've made that knock on. Not the greatest of starts here for the Maroons. They had a great couple of sets defensively, and that's unlucky. That try's unlucky because, again, Luai was trying to aim that in for Crichton. Pulled in bounce. Let's see if they can get some kicks tonight, though. So Zach Lomax going for a kick, and he will hit the post, and it will go in. Damn. They were so close to have missed their 5th kick in a row, but they will get it. Nikhil says, well, someone told me earlier he would score first too. Well, it's not like a winger scoring first is anything crazy red hot to go by. Like, obviously, Brian Toto is not exactly out of this world to score. He would have been one of the favourites to score first, so... yeah, it's not necessarily a surprising prediction there. John says they have to change this 6 again rule. It seriously ruins games and dictates control. It's such a 50-50 because it does create the game to be faster, and I also don't think that... I understand the thought process, right? So Blues will bring this player to the 15. I understand the thought process because it is a very different game to what it has been in the past. But also look at the state of the NRL right now. It is the most exciting competition in many years. We don't know who's going to win. It's completely up for grabs. There's not just 1 or 2 teams guaranteed this year. There's multiple teams that are vying for the top spot and to go on and win the premiership. And usually you have a pretty good idea the Panthers are going to win. Even from last place in 17th all the way to 6th or 7th place in the NRL, it's like 2 points or 3 points separating. But the point of the matter is that it's a really close competition this year. So if we're seeing that, then that means that the game is actually really entertaining. And I know you might have a disagreement in regards to the way the game's played, but if we go back to a different way, it will adjust the entire excitement of what we're currently watching. So I currently disagree because the last couple of years have been really exciting. So Queensland now will get this ball first tackle at the 18. Jimmy James says they had the overlap. They did have the overlap. I didn't agree with the kick through, but again, it worked out. All right, so second tackle for Queensland. They're going to get a penalty. Thank you, Payne Haas. Payne Haas will give away a penalty for holding down too long on Robert Toya, and the Maroons will be kicking it out from the 30. Nice for Life has just joined now. How's KP going? Well, we've only been here for 9 minutes, or 10 minutes now. So 10 minutes gone, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. 30 minutes to go of the first half of Origin Game 2. We are live for every single rugby league game here, so get around it. But Kalimpong has not had much to do yet. We've only been here for 10 minutes. Dreamy X Stars says, go Queenslander. All right, so the Maroons now. Tom Dearden gives it off to Mikey Fodawaker, and they get this ball here to the 40. Skunkle says, KP is washed, typical Knights player. Shut up, man. You're a Kiwi. Stop it. Stop it. Going for the Blues as a Kiwi. Stop it, mate. Deary me. Second tag. You leave our Queenslanders alone, Kiwi. So right-hand side of Munster. Munster to Din. Din underneath now to Cotter. And Cotter will be at the 20 metres third tackle. All right, bit of an attacking opportunity here for the Maroons. Kendrick says both teams are really good, though. That's a Sherlock Holmes comment there. It's not like this is the two best teams in the world, actually. You'd argue that these two teams would beat a lot of the majority of international teams. Penalty Queensland here. Penalty Queensland here at the 10. Thoughts on the Warriors this year? Love it, Rusty. We'll obviously talk more about that on the NRL streams this weekend, but love it. You know, I got them completely wrong, and I think most people did. But it's been so exciting, man. But they've got to really keep it up, man. You know, they've still got obviously a lot of nerve-wracking signs about them, but so does everybody. And, you know, they're playing some great footy. And that win against the Sharks was unreal. Second tackle now, 3 metres away here from the line. TZ West get a job. So they're going to go out to the left-hand side, and Harry Grant off to Munster. Munster steps again, and he's going to be 5 metres out from the line. Third tackle. Third tackle now, 12 minutes into the game. That should be a 6 again. He's clearly holding down there. Yeah, 6 again, of course. So out to the right-hand side, and Trent Loiero now on first tackle, 4 metres out from the line. The Blues are trying, seeing what they can get in regards to length of time on the play. They've done it a couple of times already. Out to Ponga. Ponga gives it off short ball, and Val Holmes crunched down by Zach Lomax and Brian. Good tackle there by the Blues. Look at him. Like, you could argue that should have been a 6 again as well. So Counter Ponga now to Munster. Munster off to Harry Grant. Harry Grant at the back into Dearden. Dearden then short ball. Gives it out. Robert Toya. Good defense from the Blues. Latrell Mitchell. Third tackle. 13 metres. Wow, he's 6 again though. The Blues are ill-disciplined in this set. They are ill-disciplined at the moment. It's a first tackle here for the Maroons. 5 metres away from the line. 5 metres out. Harry Grant. He goes out to the left-hand side. Let's see how this new halves pairing works here for Queensland and Munster and Dearden rather than Munster and Cherry Evans. They're 5 metres away. Second tackle. 13 minutes in. Harry Grant off to Munster. Munster short ball to Tino. Jeez, it wasn't a great pass there from Munster, but luckily Tino was able to grab it and not knock it on. They roll it back into Harry Grant. He doesn't go short. He gives it out to Dearden at the back. Back here, Toya. Come on, baby! Bang, bang, in your mouth, baby. Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow goes slap. Queensland try time. Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. I don't disagree with you, John. I understand where you're coming from. Do you understand what I'm trying to say, though? Again, I understand where you're coming from, and again, 6 again decides the points. I get it, but overall, they're not going to change the products that they've currently got on offer. Who's the centre here that got done over there? Latrell Mitchell got done over there. He held up onto the inside, and it created the overlap, and nice work by Tom Dearden. You know, Latrell was watching the inside there of Ruben Cotter. He doesn't pass it to him. He gives it out the back into Toya, and then Toya with an easy pass to Hamiso once Brian Toto was gone for the centre. So try tough for Queensland. 6-4 with a kick to come. 6-4 with a kick to come. Jag Girl says, I think Tommy Dearden is the one who needs to step up tonight the most. A lot of pressure on that man, but he really is special when he's on. Agree. I don't think that he needs to step up the most, though. I do agree, though, that he needs to be a big-time leader, because Munster's not necessarily the leading type player. He's the floater, the 5'8", who is the one who I think needs to have the big game tonight, because he is the captain as well, so he needs to take that responsibility off of Cherry Evans and to be the guy here for the Maroons, when he hasn't kind of been the guy for a few years now. Like, even when the Maroons were winning a couple of series ago, it wasn't necessarily on his back. 2020 was on his back, but he hasn't been in his prime for a while. So if I'm looking at players that need to step up tonight, yes, Dearden does. That's just a given. But I would say Munster, I would say Harry Grant, and I'd say Val Holmes. They're 3 guys that I'd have above him in regards to how important they need to have a big game tonight. Brenton says, Latrell run on too quick. Yeah, because he had Cotter to watch on the inside run, and Tom Dearden was able to say that. John says, what I'm saying is the referee is scoring the tries. Yeah, but like at the end of the day, like they're not going to change the product. So it's like, yeah, I understand the criticism, but they're just not going to change it. They're just not going to do it. 6 again, better than a penalty. Not necessarily, Rusty, because it does impact you later on in the game. 6 again's, yeah, obviously don't give away the penalty. 1 second here, Val Holmes for the kick. He will, bang, slap it through. 6-6. Good kick there from Val Holmes. That was a delightful kick, as the commentary says. Delightful. So, tied game at 6-6. Looks like we might be in for a rip snorter of a game here, lads. We might be in for one. Scoreboard, boys. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you, mate. Thank you. I don't know why that's just frozen, but we're back now. Well, it's back now anyway. But 6-6. It's all right. Thank you, Daz, though, the New South Wales fan, reminding me to update the scoreboard. I'll update the scoreboard for you any time of the day, son. Donald says Ash needs to be banned from Origin or Finals comp. Trash referee. Knights follow. What did Ash Klein do wrong in regards to that? Sure, criticise him when it's valid, but what has he done wrong in this game so far? To be fair, he made the wrong call in regards to the Tino knock on and said it was a strip, but it was a challenge and they got it back. But that was a bad call. But New South Wales still ended up getting the ball. So now they give it up to Trent Loiero, I think it is. I can't really see. Who's at the 25, second tackle if the Maroons. Yeah, thank you, Kieran. Ocean Life says, boo, New South Wales. Yeah, boo, New South Wales. Boo 'em! Boo 'em. The kicking is already infinitely better. Yeah, well, we've seen both teams did not kick a conversion in the first game. Blues were 0-4 and Queensland were just 0-1. So, yeah, we've already seen 2 more conversions in the previous game. So, Harry Grant with a little dink just inside. He was outside the 40, so it's on a 40-20. It is starting to not pour down rain. It kind of looks like that sleet kind of rain. It doesn't look too heavy. It just looks like there's enough rain there to party, but nothing too wild. Now, in terms of getting rid of the 6 again. Yeah, I get you. No, I understand what you're saying, Rusty. Yeah, no, I do agree that does prevent it prevents going down a rugby union style route. It prevents going down a rugby union route. The endless 6 against are another issue, but that's already been said to death earlier. Correct, but in the same sense, like both teams have been ill-disciplined to start off this game. All right, so Blues will make a knock on to the 30, and the Maroons will get the ball here. All right, momentum seems to switch a little bit. They can't challenge it now. It's been too long. So Maroons will get the ball here at the 30. Let's have a look at this, and yeah, that gets called out a knock on every day of the week. I don't think that ball was meant to go for Dylan Edwards. I don't think that he wasn't ready for it, and I don't think that ball was meant to go to him, and that's why the knock-ons come from that. YG says up. Queensland Maroons on top. Get around it. Dreaming X-Stars is up. The Maroons fire it up. All right, so right-hand side, and the Maroons will be 25 metres away from the line. It's Cameron Munster on first tackle. Jaguars, this is going to be a special game. Well, it's looking like it could be up there, especially with this rain. Oh, no! Tino has made 2 knock-ons now. Bro, wake up, Tino. Tino. We've got to wake up, man. That's 2 knock-ons from Tino in 17 minutes. Come on, man. That's a good tackle there from Liam Martin. But, man, knowing how good Tino is, damn, dude. Jimmy James is definitely laying on the player too long. The 6 against were justified. Absolutely, Jimmy. You know? And you can see it from the Blues. Like, it's very evident. What they're trying to do right now is to gauge how long the referee. So the professionals will try to gauge how long the referee is giving you before you have to get off. All right, so that's what the Blues have clearly been doing, and they've been giving away 6 agains. Obviously, they ended up conceding from it, but the point is that early doors, they've been trying to gauge how long they have in the tackle. I could have argued there was a bit of a high tackle there from Trent Loiero on Lomax. Second tackle here. It's a complete set. 4 from 7 for the Blues, 6 from 9 for Queensland. So both teams have made 3 errors. Dasman says, when was a knock-on when the ball goes backwards? You're very well aware that was a knock-on, bro. So 4 tackle here at the halfway point. Jesus, Tino guys, rubbish. Who does he play for? Skunkle, you shut your dirty mouth. Don't ever insult the Titans again. Oh, it's another knock-on. Oh, Biffo. Queensland. Watch this happen here. So it's a knock-on from Liam Martin. That was crunching here. I don't know why you're laughing, bro. You just knocked the ball on. But Tino with the big hit gets the ball. Oh, it's Val Holmes. Sorry. Val Holmes with a massive hit here. Just, nice work. Nice work there by Val and Liam. Liam comes in. I think he's too... So what happened here was that Liam was too focused on the actual hit, which was sending a message, but unfortunately the message is now ruined because he lost the ball. So, a great message to send if he hadn't have lost the ball. Don't actually know why he's laughing because he has lost the ball, but it would have been a great message to send if he had kept that. Kelsey Smith says, who are you going for? I'm a Queenslander, but at the end of the day, I will tell you my thoughts from both sides. I will do my best to give you a Blues analysis as well. Knights for Life says, what if there was a State of Origin 9s game? How successful would that be? Not really. I wouldn't understand the market for that. But there will be a 9s in the Olympics, but that's probably as far as it's going to go. So third tackle here at the 35. I think maybe just you and Trent Loiero fan club would watch the State of Origin 9s. Munster at the back here to Ponga. Ponga short ball. Good run by Kirk Kate. Well, damn, that's a great run from a guy who's not necessarily known as an attacking back rower. So they go to the live. Harry Grant gives off to Munster. Was that 6 again that he just called? I don't know. No, I thought I heard him say it, but no, he's just calling tackle. Fifth tackle now for the Queenslanders, and they're 10 metres out from the line. Munster goes out to the right. No, Harry Grant, sorry. Tom Dearden, good kick up in the air. Oh, yeah! Hamiso, baby, that's a double for Hamiso. Bang, 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 fucking bang, baby. Queensland with the try time, 10-6 for the kid to come. Let's go, Hamiso. 10-6 to the Queenslanders on the 20-minute mark. Hit that like button and subscribe. Try time for Queensland. They take the lead. It's going to be a good game here, folks. You can tell this is going to be a good game. But Ponga goes up in the air, gets over the top of Brian, and that is Brian's only potential weakness. It is, unfortunately, his height. He is unbelievable in regards to his powerhouse runs to the back, and he is safe under the high ball. But most wingers nowadays are going to be taller than Brian To'o, and that is the only unfortunate negative. And Hamisa's able to grab that ball in the air. Does he get it down? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Natasha says the Blues, I'm going to cook Queensland like game one. Well, it's not looking likely right now. Bro's going to blow my eardrums. So YG, bro, you're going to learn today. You're going to learn. We do every game of NRL and Origin and whatnot here. And you're going to learn, don't have me on full blast. Because if you have me on full blast, mate, if Queensland were to win this game with a field goal, mate, I wouldn't have a shirt on this stream. The shirt would be off. The kid would be off, mate. The kid would be so off, it would be outrageous. Don't have me on full blast, full volume, unless you want to have a crazy time. Natasha says something ridiculous. Streaming X stars, what a bloody comeback. Why were you comeback? Bro, it was 6-0 in like 10 minutes. What? Comeback? Butter. What do you mean comeback? So Val Holmes, it was only 6-0, man. That's not a comeback. And Val Holmes, Val, you sexy man. You've already made up for your first game performance. You've already made your first game performance with these two conversions from the sideline. Teddy Torek says Queensland. Surprised they don't have Coates on To'o's wing. Well, Skunkle, we've just seen Hamiso score a double. And this was a problem in game one. Terry Evans never went down the left-hand side. They never went, Hamiso switched. I just realised Hamiso's on the right-hand side. Xavier Coates was on the right-hand side. No, I think he was. I think Coates was right-hand side in game one. Now Hamiso is right-hand side, so maybe they've just switched that for that reason. I don't know. Am I incorrect? Let me know in the chat. All right, so Queensland will get this ball. I swear I feel like, Mikey fought away. Titans boys are having a mare knock-on-wise. Titans boys are having a mare. Come on, Gold Coast, dude. Mo and Tino, 3 knock-ons combined is rough. I feel more about Titans in regards to this than I do about Queensland right now, man. Dom Finlayson says 6-0 down, 7 minutes in. Greatest comeback of all time, magic stuff. Yeah, well, I think that we should only play 20 minutes. I think game over. All right, let's just go to Sydney and we'll see you in 3 weeks' time, guys. It's game over. We only played 20 minutes here. We only played 20 minutes in Perth. That's what we do in Western Australia. Knock on! New South Wales! Dude, the amount of knock-ons in this game is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And it's a penalty. Oh, no, I think he's just calling time off. There is some oomph in this game, man. Daz must have suck on them apples. Yeah, Daz, I know you're about a minute behind, so you're about to suck on some more apples. Don't worry. Oh, no. Oh, Daz. I love when Daz is behind. He's like 30 seconds to a minute behind, so he hasn't seen that he's about to be sucking on some apples himself. Not Heloni says, go Queensland. Mitchell says, slap him, Luai. Luai's a cat. Oh, it is a penalty here. It is a penalty Queensland. It is a penalty Queensland. Luai on report. Take that, Mitchell. Take that. Slap him, Luai. Don't worry, Ashley Clark will slap you with a report. And a penalty here for the Maroons. Oh, Daz. How you like them apples, Daz? How you liking them? Nice for Life says, glad KP is doing a bit better. I hope he has... Are you going to sit here and circle jerk Cam and Ponga all day? Is this what we're doing here, Nights for Life? And penalty Queensland, thank you. Biffo, someone throw an uppercut, son of a bitch. Someone throw an uppercut. So it's a penalty. Tino, get into him. Get into him, Tino. That's my boy. Dude, this has got some fire in it. This is... Someone throw a punch, you cats. Someone throw a punch, you cats. Oh, my gosh. Someone throw an uppercut. You know, gets a bit of Muay Thai going. Kick him in the quads. Yeah, he's a high tackle from Crichton. And then a high tackle from Payne us, but mainly from Crichton. Julia says Blues and Maroons. That is what we're watching, yeah. That is what we're watching. R says New South Wales looking for the sin bin offence. So they're going to tell them to calm down here. If there's another incident in the next couple of minutes, there will be a bin. So Klein's brought across Munster and Isaiah to have a chat with them and tell them just both of you settle down before Queensland romps you in a fight. Hey, this is what Klein's doing. He's not protecting the game. He's protecting the New South Wales Blues right now from a nice little swift hook from Big Tino, son. Big Tino. With Harry Grant's headgear off, don't you ever disrespect Harry Grant again, Brett Nestle. Your mama says Luai's my bay. Yeah, well, he's on report. Your bay is on report. So Tom Dearden now to Paddy Carrigan, and Carrigan will get this ball to the halfway point, first tackle. Jay says, you know what they say about the Navy? Oh, no. Queensland, Ponga gives it out to Val Holmes. He's been doing some nice cutting runs across. They're not making an insane amount of meters, but like they're just kind of differentiating the attack up a bit. Now Trent Loiero, he'll get this ball to the 30 on third tackle. Ocean Lights, the Maroons are doing a lot better than the last game. Yeah. Is that a Queenslander chant in Perth? Yeah, it is. Get out of the Queenslander chant in Perth. Fourth tackle now for the Maroons at the 25. That was a good chant. Harry Grant, Tom Dean goes himself, high tackle ref. No, they didn't call it, fit tackle. Fit tackle, 15 metres away. Harry Grant fakes it out left, goes out to the right-hand side, kicks it through, and Dylan Edwards will grab it 1 metre out. I don't mind the decision there from Queensland. Dylan Edwards did really well and really safe at the back, but I don't mind the decision there from Queensland. Now, just don't give away a penalty, keep him down here. That's your aim. Two signatures game, 2 out of 3. Yeah, we've got a couple of rocket scientists here in the chat today. Skangle says, Harry Grant is a team you read Marnie. What are you, a Bulldogs fan? You've been insulting Titans players all day, and you're getting circle jerk and read Marnie. What's going on here? Skangle, did you jump off the Gold Coast bandwagon? Is this what's happened here? Fit tackling out the 25. You done with it? We just won a game, mate. We just won our first game in 34 years. And the Blues on fit tackle only got to the 30, and it will go straight down the guts to Kalaponga, who grabs it at the 15 and brings it off here. Xavier Coates out of the 25 to the 30. Good run back, though. So first tackle here. First tackle, Queensland to the 30. Natasha says, if you lose, give me $100. I don't know you. Skunkle says, because your name Donald. Jay says, didn't we unhide you? Use your other old Donald. So Munster out to Ponga. Ponga here, gives it out here to Kurt Capewell on the wing. And Kurt Capewell will be taken down at the 45. Or 47 on their own side of the field. Adam says, from what you see, will Nathan Cleary get a try this game? Bro, it's been 25 minutes. I love when people ask me this. It's like, I don't know what you really want me to say, man. Like, what? How would I know if Nathan Cleary is going to get a try this game, even if it's the 50th minute? See, I don't really know what you really want me to say. You want me to say yes? I'll say yes if you like, but I know about as much as you before the game. Harry Grant right inside, Tom Dearden. Dearden spread it. It's gone backwards here, and the Blues will get it. We would have scored if he had caught that ball. Oh, Toya, if you caught that ball, we score easy. Oh, dude. Damn it. If Toya catches that cleanly, Queensland score. Want an honest answer based on 20... Well, yeah, but the thing is that I know you want an honest answer based on 25 minutes of watching. I'm not trying to insult you here, but I'm just saying, like, what do you think that I would know more... Like, ultimately, he's just as likely to score as any of the other 13 guys on the field. Like, I don't... 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, like, there's not going to be I don't... Nathan Cleary's done... I haven't really seen him too much today at all. I've seen more of Jerome Luai, to be fair. So if that's an answer for you. So it's gone backwards here from Luai. Luckily on fit tackle, they've had to spread it out to the right-hand side and kick it from the 45, and Cleary just bombs it up. This is a really wet and dewy game. It's a tough game. And that's going to go back here from the Blues at the 40. I don't know what's happening here. And I don't know how they've gotten that kick away. If they ended up scoring off this, I might just throw... I would have thrown up if they hadn't scored off that. I would have thrown up. I don't know how they've gotten that to work out like that, but Queensland ball here at the 15. Jesus, this is a rough game. It's like my blind man asking someone with eyes on it, but that's a fair answer. Well, it's like, again, we get this question all the time, man. So it's not like it's just a you thing. I'm just saying it because I know a lot of people are watching who are probably wondering the same thing as you. And that's going to be from inside the 40. That's a great kick from Munster. But it's not going to go for the 40-20, but does a fantastic kick that goes to the 15. He kicks it on third tackle, so he wanted to get it right. And that was a great chase there from Queensland to lock down Dylan Edwards at the 22. Ocean Life says, what team do you go for? I go for the team that is first on the table if you switch the table around. Yeah? So we're first. Switched around. Switched around. Oh, shut your mouth, Zach Lomax. You scare no one, mate. Settle down. Settle down, Taxman. So there's an injury right now. That's why the clock has stopped here, Zachy, Taxman boy. Hey! That's a bin, bro. Elbow to the face and he's down. Bro, that is a straight up bin for Zach Lomax, you fucking flop. That should be a bin. He's very clearly lashed out and hit him across the head and he's been down on the ground. How is that not a penalty? How is that not a bin? Like, I get you're frustrated, but how is that not a bin? How is that just a penalty on Lomax? He has very clearly lashed out. He knows that he's hitting him with the elbow when he lashes out like that. That's a crazy call. Snub Warmer says that should be a bin from a Blues fan. That makes absolutely no sense, Ashley Klein. And if you're Queensland, you take the 2 here. You take the 2 here every day of the week. How can Ashley Klein justify that that's not a bin when you've just said it's foul play, he's on report, and the whole point of it is that he has turned around and elbowed a player in the face? How on earth do you come to the justification there, Ashley Klein, that that is not a sin bin? That doesn't even make sense. But he says, how is that on report? That is a cheap shot. Buck says he intentionally headbutted Lomax's elbow. I'll deal with you on Sunday, mate. You settle down. I'll deal with you on Sunday. Sports Sun says, Lomax, you grown. I just don't get how Ashley Klein can come to the conclusion of just a penalty. I just don't get it. I just don't understand how he can come to that conclusion. Sunday says, no pen play on game soft. I can't wait to flog you at the stadium tonight, mate. I can't wait. So Queensland here from right in front. Comment in the chat, guys. What's your thoughts about the first half so far? Who do you think has the momentum right now? I understand what the score is, but who do you think has the momentum right now? Long way to go in this game. Still 51 minutes to go. HIA here from Zach Lomax's dog shot. Well done, Kurt Mann. On debut, he comes onto the field. Yes, it's directly right in front, 28 metres out from the line. And Val Holmes is going to make the kick. So, 14-6 here to the Maroons. 14-6 to the Maroons with 11 and a half minutes to go of the first half. Skunk says Lomax's elbow has the momentum. Oh, mate, he's a bloody muppet, that bloke. He's a muppet, that bloke. Absolute muppet. Absolute muppet. Chris says Origin, I'll change it for you. Origin has different rules to a club game. Oh, okay, sorry. I forgot that from club to Origin, that if a player intentionally elbows a player in the face, that's the difference. Oh, no, it's all right. It's play on. Play on. No. I'm just going to do a spinning elbow to the face of a player who's now gone off for a HIA. No, it's okay. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Of course. No, just bang. Penalty. Oh, no. Adam McLean says, it sounds like Queensland is putting pressure and getting New South Wales in their half and got them pinned under pressure. It's an interesting game right now. So Loiero showing category 2 symptoms. That'll be a knock-on here from Maroons. So the Blues will get the ball at the 25. What's Ashley Klein doing? Why can't Blues play it on? Oh, penalty offside. Thank you. Thank you. Luffy says Lomax must have been training his elbow for that moment. Oh, yeah, no, he's at the gym all the time just doing elbow routines. O'Reilly says, up to Maroons. Jag Girl says, Queensland definitely have momentum, but with these conditions, these games go anyway. Oh, there's a long way to go. There's 10 minutes to go the first half, guys. 30 minutes gone. 10 minutes to go the first half. Hit that like button and subscribe. You know what the issue here is that there are going to be people online who look at this and go, well, the 6 penalties for Queensland, 0 to New South Wales. Well, there's definitely been 6 penalties against New South Wales that have been justified. Whether you agree or disagree that Queensland should have had some penalties, you can make up your own mind. But all 6 of those penalties have been justified. The only issue is that the 0 penalties for Queensland, I haven't seen anything very obvious. If you have seen something very obvious so far that should go against the 0 penalties against Queensland so far, then let me know what it was. All right, so third tackle here for Queensland. They're 20 metres out. Because obviously people online, they do love to go out and just say, oh, this team got all these penalties. Don't complain. It's like, well, all 6 of those penalties for the Blues have been legit. They're lucky they don't have a bin. Paddy Carrigan go down to the right-hand side. Harry Grant. Shot. Yes, Munster, you beautiful fucking man. Come the fuck on. Bang, baby. Woo! Munster next to the post. And Queensland score to make it 18-6. Get that in your mouth, New South. Get that in your mouth. Come on. Long way to go. Long way to go. But 9 minutes left in the first half, and Munster goes over. And it's 18-6 with the kit to come. Come on. Good short play here. Harry Grant, nice little run. And the two guys that need to step up tonight are the ones who set this try up. Harry Grant needs to step up here for Queensland, and so does Munster. And that's exactly who was the ones to do it just then. Harry Grant, little dart just to the right, gets the ball offloaded there to Cameron Munster, and he scores right next to the sticks. 12-point game with the kit to come. And you know what, Brenton? You say we miss you, Moses. What I will say about this game is that I've seen Luai have way more impact than Nathan Cleary. I've seen Luai touch the ball more. I've seen Luai kick the ball more. I've seen Luai's kicks actually be better. I know that the kick that ended up being the try wasn't great, but it ended up being the try regardless. Point of the matter is, what have you seen Cleary do today? But I've seen Luai do stuff. I've seen Luai do stuff. Am I crazy to say this? Luai errors, though, that's also a good point. But I would say that both halves are underperforming right now. Doesn't this NRL clearly want a game 3? There's a lot, guys. New South Wales fans, you can't be giving up on your team 33 minutes in. There's not so long to go here. But Val Holmes will get the kick, and it's 20-6 here to the Maroons. 26 in wet weather. It's definitely raining. Fire him up, Munster. Go, money, Munster. Come on. It says, look what happens when Stefano comes on. Bring back Keith Galloway. Mitchell, is Stefano the only Tiger? Oh, no, besides Lachlan Galvin. So the only Tigers that you ever hate on this channel is Lachlan Galvin, and now I've never noticed you insulting Whistle Commander before. At least they replaced Moses with a good 5'8". I'm not too sure if you're being sarcastic or not, but oh, here we go, Spencer. Spencer's on the field. I do agree that Luai's a good 5'8" replacement, but I did say that it will adjust the way Blues play over the last 3 years. You know, back to Luai and Cleary, who haven't been. Oh! Spencer Leniu and Lindsay Collins. That was just rocked. That. Well done, you know, like, good stuff there. Lindsay Collins and Spencer Leniu. And you can say both of them did unreal effort. Lindsay Collins stayed on his feet after that contact, and Spencer Leniu is the one who goes down his ass there. Well done to both of those guys. That was just a rock and run there from Spencer Leniu. But again, congratulations to Lindsay Collins for not going to the ground himself. So Harry Grant fit tackle to the halfway point. That was a wild tackle. But again, at the 40. No one comes out of that looking the worst, in my opinion. And that will bounce here to Brian Toto at the 25, and he'll bring it out here to the 35. Jesus, some big contact in this game. Night Riders is always targeting against Crichton with a short ball. He gets stuck in mud way too much. Oh, is this something that happens to the Roosters quite regularly too, is it? Nice for Life says, Luai and Cleary think they are playing with Penrith. I don't even understand what do you mean? I get that they play at Penrith, but what's the context? Like, what do you mean by that? Because they've won 4 premierships in a row together at Penrith, but they've not been playing well today, so I'm not too sure what you mean. Jay says, hit that like button, sub up, and jump in the chat. Absolutely. All right, the Blues now. They'll beat the 35. Hudson Young. Smack down. Kamala says, Maroons all day. Come on, Kamala. We've got a long way to go here, but we are up 26 right now. Third tackle with the Blues at the 35. Robson off to Luai. Luai steps, and they'll be taken down to the 25 on 4 tackle. They give it out to the right-hand side of Nathan Cleary. Cleary here then passes out to Edwards. That's going to be flicked across here. They've got numbers. Zach Lomax. He'll be taken down to the 15. Good cover defense. Good cover defense there by the Maroons. Fit tackle here for the Blues. 13 metres out. Lomax, get up your cat. Get up your cat. Jesus, pussy. And that's an awful kick from Cleary. I don't know what that was. Wow. I don't know how Brian Toto has ended up getting this ball here. Is crazy. It's not played out. It's going to be Queensland ball at the 10. So, Queensland ball at the 10 here. Nathan Cleary, that was one of the worst kicks I've ever seen in my life. Oh, they're saying it's played at, so they're going to say Blues ball here at the 10. Damn, okay. And, yeah, no, it's correct call. Correct call here from Ash Klein. It is the correct call from Ash Klein. Mitchell with the $10 redo donation. Get around your Mitchell says, I will forever hate Ryan, the little bish, Madison. Those are the only three. Well, he retired the other day, didn't he? He retired, didn't he? 5 minutes to go here of the first half. How the Blues have ended up with the ball again after that kick from Cleary is miraculous. It was the right call. It was the right call. But how they've ended up with the ball is miraculous after that absolute shank from Cleary. All right, 5 minutes to go here of the first half. Blues with the ball. They give it out, Robson. And now Hudson Young, he'll be 3 meters away, second tackle. Let us know who you support in the chat. Tell us who you're supporting right now. Robson out the back here to Cleary. Cleary goes in himself, steps on the inside. There might be an obstruction here. This may be a penalty or it may be a try. Cleary doesn't look confident. Client's going to call it a try, but this is going to be 50-50. We're going to look at this again. There's a player on the inside here. But this could be a try here for the Blues. Nathan Cleary has kind of found a big gap in the middle here. It's going to be interesting. So Cleary is there. He stood in the line. He stood in the line. That's going to be an obstruction, baby. Thank you. This will be an obstruction. Harry Grant can't get through. Brenton says, yeah, that'll be taken off us. Yeah, there was too big of a hole, man. Like, it made no sense. Like, yeah, Ponga misses the tackle and Cleary gets through him. But at the end of the day, Harry Grant gets prevented from making an opportunity because of the player on the inside. Jack Girl said, here we go. Let's have a look at this again. Cleary steps. And then Harry Grant's going to come across here. There's two plays in. Yeah. Yep, that's going to be a no try, ladies and gentlemen. So Ashley Klein goes to the bunker. This is going to be called a no try from obstruction. Luffy says they called it a try, did they? Yeah, Ashley Klein called it a try. Like, it made no sense because obviously there's a huge gap there. How is there a massive gap? Stefano literally is just stood in the middle of the play and Paddy Carrigan's going to be prevented from making an attack on Nathan Cleary right there. He can't make an attempt at him. Yep, and he steps back into Paddy Carrigan. No try. Thank you. Thank you. Jag Girl says, if there is one Queenslander in history you could have in our squad tonight, who would you pick to replace said person? Cameron Smith. And Harry Grant's been having a decent game, but it's always going to be Cameron Smith. It's always going to be Smith. But with that being said, I don't want to disrespect Harry Grant tonight because I think that Harry Grant's done a fine job today so far. But it's always going to be Cameron Smith. You know, I think that, yeah, look, you can look at Thurston, you can look at Darren Lockyer. You know, you can look at all these kind of guys. I actually don't mind what Munster and Dearden are doing so far. And, look, I think a fullback's a bit of a waste with Billy Slater. I love Billy, but there's more important positions to be looking at. So, yeah, I'll be looking at Cameron Smith. And I'd have Harry Grant as the 14, you know. So, unfortunately, Kurt Mann misses out, but I'd have Harry Grant as the 14 and Cameron Smith as the 9. But then again, Cameron Smith is always going to play the full 80s. So, you know, but anyway, I take the best player of all time. Megan says, up the Blues. Kendrick says, Deb, I miss a lot. I just fed my cat, and now it's 20-10. Come on, New South. No, it's 20-6. And penalty to Queensland. Thank you. Munster takes a quick tap. Munster takes a quick tap, and he's going to be taken down at the 35. It's that score will update in a second. The try got taken away from New South Wales, and it was fair. It was an obstruction. So Harry Grant to Callum Ponga here, and it's going to be not Lindsay Collins. No, it is Lindsay Collins. Sorry. Second tackle, 35 metres out. Come on, Queensland. One more try before the half. Kurt Catewell, he steps and we take it down to the 25. Taken down to the 25. He's been good this season, Kurt Catewell. It's just his defence that has been lacking. Cameron Munster steps around. He'll be taken down to the 20. Gets the offload away. Harry Grant off to Callum Ponga. Ponga goes in himself, and he'll be taken down to the 15 for tackle. Come on, here we go. They go to the left-hand side. Dearden, short ball! Queenslander! Kurt Catewell, let's fucking go! Come the fuck on! 24-6, where the kid to come, Kurt Catewell. His defense is lacking, but his attack is not. He set this up as well on an earlier run, which was brilliant. And the ball just falls to Kurt Catewell, and it's 24-6 with the kid to come just before halftime. Come on, baby, come on. This is what we're talking about, Maroons. This is what we're talking about. Fire it up, son. Fire it up. And that's a great offload there from Kurt Mann. Very similar in a lot of ways to how... Unless Kurt Mann loses this. Oh, that's a phenomenal offload there from Kurt Mann. Kurt Mann. That's like Connor Watson's assist in the first game for New South Wales. That is a really good pass there from Kurt Mann. What do you mean Kurt Mann knocked it on, Daz? The whole pass. What are you talking about? Kendrick says, bro, it's because we're not playing hometown. What? New South Wales lost in Sydney last year. Queensland, Queensland and New South Wales was in game. Have you watched Origin? Last 3 weeks ago was in Queensland. That's not New South Wales' hometown. And then last year in New South Wales and Sydney, Queensland beat New South Wales and Sydney. You beat Queensland in Queensland, and you beat Queensland in Melbourne, but you didn't beat Queensland and New South Wales. So what are you talking about that the only reason you're losing is because of hometown? Mozzie says, yous are in Perth. Yeah? Are you talking to me? Yeah. I know. Lose carry? What are you talking about? He flicks the ball out the back. Watch his head. Queensland have won. The script is written. It's never over until the fat lady sings. But it's 26-6 here to Queensland. 26-6 to the Queensland. To the Queensland. 26-6 to the Queenslander. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Come on. Come on. Skunkle says, Kate Will plays for the Warriors. How can he even be a Queenslander? Hey, Skunkle, question. I've got a big question for you. Do you think that, let me just ask you a question. Do you think that out of all people, you should be talking about eligibility rules right now? Do you, Skunkle? Do you? So, minute 50 to go here of the first half, and it's 26-6, the Maroons. Jeez, what a first half jumping so far, and Lizzie Collins. Len, you get that, and Lizzie Collins has had his number these last 2 tackles. The first one, it was so 50-50. It was great work by both Len, you and him. Lizzie Collins runs straight into him and knocks him down there. Spencer, you cat. Dad's mate says Cleary's going to have his origin, mark my words, making a 20-point comeback. I would love to see a good game here. You know, at the end of the day, I love rugby league, and I want to see a good game. Right now, this has been a great performance here from Queensland, but I'd like to see New South Wales, crack it on and make a game of it. Which a lot of Queensland fans won't like, but at the end of the day, right now we're looking like we're going to a decider. Right now, we are looking maybe like we're going to a decider. Long way to go in this game. If one team can score 26 in the first half, the other team can score 26 in the second half. I'm a Titans fan. I'm very well aware this happens because it happens nearly every week to us. So Munster now, that's why I'll never think the game's over until the fat lady is literally singing there. There's going to bounce here for Queensland. Hamiso at the back now. Flicks it again. It's still fit tackle for Queensland. It's gone back again. What's going on here? They're back at the 45. And Ponga. What's happening? Toya's still going. So they're back at their own 40. What's happening? Oh my gosh. There's no way. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's no way. There's no way. What was that? What did we just witness? What did we just watch? So the Blues will get the ball here at like the 30 or whatever. They've got 10 seconds to score here. Oh, I can't believe what just happened. Josh Creeper says, Josh Creeper's still hidden. Why are you trying to fake being me? Bit weird. What's happening here? I don't even know. I don't know what's happening there. Lovey says, are you a Titans fan? Yes, mate. Yes. Are they going to go for a 2-point field goal? Okay. And Lomax is going to miss it. Okay, so let me just get this correct. Let me just think about what's just happened here, Lomax, who you're lucky to still be on the field, mind you. Half-time, 26-6. The Blues thought to go for a 2-point field goal in wet weather conditions, down 20 points. Well. Well. Anyway, so it's halftime, 26-6, guys. Obviously, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll get into the chat in just a second, but let's go through some of these stats here at halftime. Smack that thumbs up button, subscribe. But don't forget to go follow us on BK Sport on Instagram. If you want to hear my thoughts about Billy Slater and Aaron Wood's situation and whatnot, please jump over there to the link and give us a follow on Insta. And right now, we are looking like potentially we are going to be going to a decider if it stays the same. There's a long way to go in rugby league. Entertain us with a $3.32 donation. Says, let's go. Fire it up, baby. How good has this been so far? Now, possession-wise, 56% possession to the Queenslanders, 44% possession to New South Wales. Time possession, 12:41 to Queensland with 10:26 to the Blues. Completion rate is abysmal from the Blues. Abysmal. 72% for Queensland with 16 from 22. 58% from the Blues at 10 from 17. So if you don't know, if you're watching this and you're just coming to figure out what rugby league is, or you watch an Origin, your basis for what you should be getting to is 80%. That's a basis. Anything above 80% is solid. Anything above 90% is incredible. Now, this is wet weather, so you reduce it to around probably the 70 to 75% mark, which is where Queensland are kind of bang smack in. It's not great, but it's wet weather, so you're going to kind of see this. 58% is well and truly below. You should never have anything below 70%. Rain, hail, shine, nothing. Doesn't matter. So that's really poor there from the Blues at 10 from 17. Queensland's not having an exceptional completion rate. They've still dropped 6 balls. But this is going to happen, and they're at 72%. They take that. They take it. Attacking, all runs, 87 for Queensland, 62 for the Blues. Run meters is 705 here for Queensland, but get this, the Blues at 464, right? So that's a 25, and just a quick clarifier, these stats will slightly adjust at halftime. It's just a bit of a guide. But at 87 for 705 and 62 for 464, so you try to average it out at 10 meters per run, 25 runs difference. So you try to give 250 meters, 564, 664, around the 710 mark. So if New South Wales are getting a similar amount of ball, if you try to do the comparison, it would be pretty much the same run meters wise. So no one's really winning the middle. It's just that Queensland have had more ball. It's the same stats effectively if you try to comparison it. Now post contact meters is 204 for Queensland, 163 for the Blues. They're probably slightly winning that if you try to give the comparison to the 25 extra runs. But ultimately, they're not getting the ball because they're making the mistakes. Line breaks, 3-0 to Queensland. Tackle breaks, 22-4 is insane. Queensland's defence so far has been solid. Queensland's defence has been really good. 22 tackle breaks to 4. Blues obviously missing quite a few tackles. Now, average set distance. Again, for the people who may not know, what you normally in an NRL game, 30 to 35 is awful. 35 to 40 on an average set distance is basic average. 40 to 45 is good, really good. 45 to 50 is fantastic, and 50 plus is enormous, amazing, incredible. With the rain, you do take it back a notch. So the 30 to 35 is the basic, the 35 to 40 is the really good, the 40 to 45 is the great, the fantastic, and the 45 plus is out of this world. So Queensland are currently at 32.06 here in the wet weather, which is again bang smack in the basic average, what you would kind of expect. New South Wales are at 27.31, which is not getting to the 30-metre mark, which is meaning that they're not achieving the basic necessities of this game. So 27.31 is simply not good enough, and that's from the ball that they have. So that's just simply from what they're actually doing with the ball when they have it. Whilst Queensland, not too far above them. 5 metres is still a decent amount, but not too far above them, but they are at least getting the basic. Average play the ball speed is 3.62 seconds here for Queensland, 3.67 seconds here for the Blues. So pretty much the same. This is on the slower end, but this is a pretty basic average kind of number for wet weather footy. You don't want to play that 3.10, 3.20, 3.30 seconds play the ball speed because you're going to find a lot more knock-ons if you're going to be doing that. So with this stat, this is pretty much what you would expect in a wet weather game of 3.62 and 3.67. Offloads is 5-1 Queensland way. So Queensland's winning the line breaks, they're winning the tackle breaks, they're winning the offloads right now. It's telling you a big story. Kick defusals, 33% for the Blues, 17% here for Queensland. Now this is the number. Now this is the difference in this game. This is why it is 26-6 to the Maroons. An effective tackle percentage, regardless rain or dry, doesn't matter. 85.64% is 3% below where they need to be. 88% is the basis. 90% is between 88% and 90% is what you want to be aiming for. 90% above is incredible. 88% and below is not that great. Blues at 85.64%. So about 167 tackles, which they've made, 22 missed tackles, and 6 ineffectives. So that's 28 bad tackles across this game so far. Appreciate you, George Williams, for the $2 donation. If I didn't reply to that now, I would have missed it. So appreciate you, George, for the $2 donation. So 28 bad tackles across the game for the Blues. That's through 167 tackles made. They're well under the pace of the 88% mark at 85.64. And now let's compare that. Like I said, anything from 88 to 90 is fair game. 90 plus is amazing. Queensland's at 96.69%. They are close enough to 100% defensive effective tackle percentage in the first half in this wet weather. 146 tackles made for 4 missed tackles and 1 ineffective. So you look at the Blues, they've only made 21 more tackles than Queensland, but yet they've made 28 bad tackles from missed and ineffective, whilst Queensland have made 5 bad tackles with 4 and 1. So 5 bad tackles compared to 28 bad tackles. That is the difference right now in this game. 5 to 28. And 146 to 167 is not that difference in the grand scheme of things of 21 tackles. So the New South Wales are losing this on their defense. Negative play, 6-6. So both teams have made a bunch of errors. Penalties conceded. Now, this is going to be the one that Blues fans are going to bring up. And I'm going to tell Queensland fans one thing. I'm going to say Blues fans one thing. And then I'm going to bring it back into the middle. So penalties conceded is 8-0 to the Blues. Now, there is no argument that that is a lopsided penalty count. But with that being said, if you want to debate whether Queensland have made some bad plays and given away some fouls and some penalties and whatnot, you can be my guest. Please come up with the evidence and tell me where you think there should have been a penalty. But for all 8 of those penalties, you could visibly see the penalty for the Blues. There has been nothing wrong with the 8 penalties against the Blues. They've been ill-disciplined. They've made plenty of mistakes. They've come in for fights. And also, Zach Lomax is lucky to not have received a sin bin for elbowing a player in the face with intention. Right? So 8 penalties to the Blues, I have no problem with at all. Now, it just comes down to what you want to look at. If you're a Blues fan, you're going to say this is a robbery, this is bullshit, and you're going to say that this is just the NRL wants a game 3. I understand it. And if you're a Queensland fan, you're going to say, well, no, it's just that the Blues have been disciplined, which they have been, and Queensland have been disciplined because they need to do it, which is fine. But you need, if you're going to tell us, if you're going to say that that penalty count is lopsided and it's bad officiating, please show where the penalty should have gone against Queensland, because every one of those penalties for the Blues has been legit, and we've had Blues fans agreeing with it through the chat so far. So that's what I'll say about the penalties conceded marker there, because everyone is going to focus in on that and say, oh, the Blues are getting dudded. Show where the penalty should have come from for Queensland, because you couldn't argue against the Blues penalties. Ruck infringements is 2-2 apiece. 1-0 inside 10 metres against Queensland, not against the Blues. And then 2 on reports to the Blues, and they're lucky not to have a bin. So anyway, to have a quick summary of those stats, possession in favour of the Queenslanders, better completion rate. Run meters is very similar. Line breaks well in advance of Queensland. Tackle breaks is well in advance of Queensland. Average set distance is decently in advance of Queensland. They've got a faster play the ball speed, just not too much. A lot more offloads than them. The defense is just worlds apart. 96.69% to 85.64% is just gigantic. Gigantic. And then the errors are the same. The only controversial thing will come down to the penalties conceded, and then tell us where you think the Queenslanders should have received the penalties. But there you go, guys. Still half time here. 26-6 to the Queenslanders. Right now, it is looking like we are going to a decider, Game 3 in Sydney in 3 weeks' time. There is still a long way to go in this game. I know a lot of Queenslanders will look at this score and go, we've won the game, we're going to a decider. We haven't done jack shit yet. It's still half time, there's 40 minutes to go. If Queensland can score 26 points in the first half, well then why can't New South Wales do it in the second half? Right? The point of the matter is that there is a long time to go here. If the Blues can score early in the first half and bring it back to within a 14-point game, then it's all on. Right? So don't think that it's game over just yet, but you can tell Queensland are really desperate for this right now. But we'll see how it goes. Long way to go. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and go check out the Instagram. Proby7 says, New South Wales always win one series, carry on, then choke the next. Us Queenslanders have seen this plenty of times. I agree with you, Proby. I agree, you know, and the ego is there. And Blues fans, you know, I will say to you, Blues fans and Queensland fans, again, I'm a Queenslander, very proud Queenslander, but Blues fans and Queenslanders, if you can take yourself out of the perspective and try to put yourself into the middle, you can see that both are pretty much the exact same with how they kind of carry on. It's just that Queensland have been more consistent over the years than New South Wales have, which has kind of backed up the shit talk, whilst New South Wales haven't really been able to consistently back up the shit talk. Right? So that's the kind of big difference between the two. But you always get the, oh, you're just blaming the refs. You always get the whinging. You always get the this team, that team. You know, it's all good fun. It's all good entertainment. But it is very funny when you try to take yourself out of the perspectives, you can see from the middle that they're the exact same way that both teams deal with a loss and both teams deal with a win. Skungle says, of course I make the best kebabs. Flavour hits you with the biggest hooters. What the hell are you talking about? What's going on there? I don't even know. How many dead rails has come on New South Wales? Ham says, Queensland. I'm going to reply to this one, Sean, but I'm not going to go in depth in it. Sean says, do you think World War III what happened? Firstly, not relatable to the stream, but also secondly, just live your life, man. Fucking enjoy, grab a beer, enjoy the footy. You never know how long we're going to live, man, so just sit here and enjoy, and you're not going to be able to change the world. You're not going to be changing anything. So for me to you, man, much love, but don't be scared about it. Just kick back. Do what you can, enjoy your life, and live your passion. That's my advice to you. Shui says, you agree with the penalties. For New South Wales, yes. But if you don't agree with the penalties, then tell me where Queensland's penalties should have been. Because if you don't agree with the penalties, then you have got tangible and physical evidence to say that Queensland should have been penalised more. Because everyone here, there has not been any criticism of the penalties so far against the Blues, and that's with Blues fans here in the chat too. So the issue is, if you think that the penalties are lopsided and it is bad officiating and there is a bias here, well then where is Queensland's penalties? Where should they have been? Because you would have to have tangible evidence to have that thought process. Because if you don't have it, then it's just a bias coming out here saying that, Queensland are getting beneficial calls and New South Wales aren't getting anything. I'm okay to listen to the discussion and the argument, but I would love to know where that's happening. Hellhound says, up to my Maroons, fuck the New South Wales. Get in on them, Hellhounds. Tell them, mate. Tell them. Up the Wires and up the Blues. Duck says, Zachy Plays just got timed out because he's a Muppet spamming. Get a job. Giga says, one state has 50-cent public transport and the it. I don't know what the it is. I'm not too sure what the it is. The it? But the 50-cent public transport, it's the greatest system of all time, mate. It's the greatest system of all time. Unless you go into Brisbane Airport. Luffy says, did anyone hear the commentator say that it's Slater's birthday? I did not hear that. Hellhound says, up to Wires, but up to Maroons. We're getting our get back. Yeah, hopefully we kick on with it, man. Hopefully we kick on with it. Because right now, it's looking spicy. Right now, it's looking spicy. Eddie Tomasi says, fuck the Blues. They're all arrogant. Not going to read the next word out. Joseph says, hello, go to... Yeah, no, we're very well aware, Joseph. Thank you, rocket scientist Sherlock Buddy Holmes. You're intelligent, mate. Well done. Nice for Life says, what do you think of Andrew Moore as a commentator? What a random question. What's happening in here at halftime? We've got people spamming numbers as like Zachy Plays. Did you just learn how to count to 1, 2, 3? What's happening here? Why is this... What are you doing? Jack Girl says, Blaze, you have a wild Lebanese person on the loose in the chat, claims everything Spanian possesses is big. I don't know what's happening here, Jack Girl. I don't know what's... We've lost the plot here at halftime. Joseph says, all good, have a cry. Oh, I'm crying, man. I'm crying. Oh, no. Joseph, please don't tell me you're going to unsubscribe. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I do not know what I'm going to do with myself. I don't know, Joseph. Joseph, I'm scared. Yeah, he's giving me the L now. I don't know what I'm going to do, Joseph. Joseph, what am I going to do with my life? Come on, Joseph. Shut your mouth. Mosey says, do you think New South Wales can come back in the second half? Mosey, look, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Absolutely. There's a long way to go in a game of rugby league. Do I think New South Wales will come back? It doesn't look like they have the same intensity as Queensland do in this game so far. But I do think that any game can be attainable as long as it's not 30 plus, right? If I've seen my team throw away a 26-0 lead before, so I have got the PTSD. I have got the trauma of watching my team suck ass for the second half. So I will never say never in regards to a comeback, but I would highly doubt that a team of Queensland standard would give away a loss here. If they did, oh boy, it would go wild in the media, bro. It would be wild. Quilter says, chat, Queensland looks like tampons. Well, that's really unfortunate to say that, considering that they're absolutely whooping New South Wales right now. So you're telling me that a bunch of tampons are whooping New South Wales? What does that say about New South Wales? Jimmy Phoenix says, backs against the wall, Queensland stand tall. Fire it up, Jimmy. Tell him. 2 Sigma says, I'm subbed. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for subbing up. All right, well, the second half is about to get started here. Queensland are about to run out of the field. They are now. New South Wales already out in the field. Thumbs up, subscribe. Don't forget, guys, if you are new here, we are live for every single rugby league game here on the channel. Tomorrow, we've got the under-19 State of Origin. We're going to try and do the women's game, but we'll definitely be here for the men's game. It's just got a few things here in Thailand to go do, so I'll definitely be here for the men's, maybe the women's. And then on Friday, we've got, before the game starts here, what are the games we've got this weekend? We'll be live for all of them. So Friday we've got Tigers versus the Raiders. Saturday we've got the Warriors versus Panthers, the Dolphins versus Knights, and the Rabbitohs versus Storm. Before Sunday we've got the Broncos, Sharks, Roosters, Cowboys, and Eels, Titans, and the Bulldogs, Dragons, and Manly all have a bye. So we will be here live and free. Get around it. Luffy says, how much fights do you reckon there'll be in the second half? I don't know. I think it'll calm down a lot. You might see it kind of flare up in the last 5-10 minutes when one team can't win. If New South Wales, the score is similar or Queensland blow it out a little bit more, if you see that, then New South Wales will get a little bit leery and flare it up. But I don't think the first 20 or 30 minutes you'll see much. But if we do, that'd be great. Probably says New South Wales could come back, but not while they got that Princess Jerome Luai dancing around the field like a like a fairy. Well, I think that Cleary deserves just as much criticism. I think that both Cleary and Luai have been a bit disappointing, and I would say that Luai's at least touched the ball more and tried a lot more to get something going than Cleary. You know, so second half aside here, Queensland with the ball at the 11. And Harry Grant gives it off to Ruben Cotter. Damn, that smoke is still in the field. I can barely see the game. Do we think that Dearden has made the difference over Cherry in this game or momentum? I would say that yes, Dearden has made a very big difference in this game. You can clearly see the intensity difference between the entirety of Queensland as a team and then also New South Wales as a team. There's just the attitude here of Queensland was out of desperation, whilst New South Wales kind of know that if they lose this game, they've got game 3 at home as well. And that's why I always say, and you guys will hear it all the time from me, and I've said this for years now, the team who wins game 2 is usually the team who lost game 1, and it's usually by a big margin, and then game 3 usually goes to the home team, to be fair. So the Blues now will get this ball here to the 30 on first tackle. Josh says, I'll put your fries in my bag. You mean in the bag? Are you talking to me, Josh? What have I done? What did I do? Valu is up the Maroons lad. Yes, Valu. Yes, Valu. Tell him louder. Third tackle now for the Blues, and they'll be the 48 on their own side of the field. The Blues, if they score in the first 10 minutes here, they're still within the game, men. So just keep on it. Lufon with the $2 donation. Get around your Lufon. Says up the Blues. No. I will heart it because you are supporting the channel, but I will have to tell you no. So Blues on fit tackle. Smoke still on the field right now. Cleary sends it up. It's a good chase there from Lomax. And I think that's a knock-on from Queensland. No, it's a penalty to Queensland. Offside against the Blues. Offside. It's not foggy. 2 seconds. It's not foggy. It's the smoke from the fireworks. Are you talking to me here, Josh Creeper? What's happening here? What are you doing? Why are you cracking on? Luffy says, how come the Panthers players can win 4 premierships but not 4 State of Origins in a row? You know what's funny about your comment is that most people don't refer to the fact that they've been in 5 grand finals in a row. Everyone talks about the 4 premierships, which is incredible, but it's even better to say that they've been in 5 grand finals in a row. Yes, they lost to the Storm by 6 points. It was a bigger margin, but it was 6 points technically. But people always seem to forget about that 5th grand final in a row. But yeah, look, it's interesting how Panthers play. Well, that's 6 again here. Well, how is that 6? What am I hearing from Klein? It wasn't a 6 again. Yeah, he hasn't called it. Anyway, long story short, it's just a completely different setup. Panthers are a very big system. Munster at the back end of Kurt Catewell. Oh, that's a bad knock on there from Catewell. So the Blues will get the ball here at the 4. What are they doing? Well, come back. You got to give them the advantage. Yeah, I was going to say, why are we even playing it on here, referee? Like, he's gone back to the 35 or 25 when the ball was at the 45. That was ridiculous. Say says, needs Zach and Xavier try score. Well, there's been plenty of points in this game so far, so we'll see. The rain is getting heavier here. We're probably going to see quite a few knock-ons here in the second half. Donald says, I support the Maroons from Papua New Guinea. We love Papua New Guinea here on the channel. Dasmate says they were 6 points away from winning 5 in a row. Yeah, but were they though? Like, yes, they were, but were they though? Like, that was such a diabolical grand final, man. Like, they were down by a big margin and came back, but like they got one chance at it. It wasn't a close game. All right, so 35 metres out here from the Manly line, the Maroons line. Hudson Young, third tackle, 28 metres out. Their set meters just have been a dramatic difference from that first game and second game. And I do have to say probably the weather is a major impact on the set distance for the Blues. So out of the right-hand side, they kick it across here. No, don't let it bounce. They go across. It should be tackled in goal here, and it will be. So it will be a dropout coming up here from Queensland to the Blues. Tommy says, and to think you Muppets actually thought Luai the Mophead was actually going to do something, you got to stop sitting on Benji's lap, brah, you goose. I didn't click on what that cunt was saying until right after he finished. Oh, man. Well, what do you want him to do? Like, Mitchell Moses is injured, bro. Like, what, you want to bring Nico Hines in? Did you want Nico Hines to come in instead? Who do you want? And what's Cleary done? Good dropout. Oh, that's a penalty. That's a penalty to the Blues. So, knock on there from Queensland, and Hamisa was in front of him. Helen says, what's up? Get around you, Helen. Nice for Life says, Daz, mate, hopefully your mate Fletcher Sharp gets to go in New South Wales soon. Where are you putting him, Knights for Life? If you can tell me, sorry, it wasn't Munster, it was Hamiso and Ponga. Where are you putting Fletcher Sharp in this New South Wales lineup? Where is he going? Are you dropping Edwards for him? Don't think so. Moses and Cleary aren't getting dropped. Toons says, DC was carried by Queensland since Cooper Cronk retired. Oh, stop it. He's been poor this last year, but stop it. So second tackle here for the Blues, 2 metres out. If they can score here, it'll only be a 14-point game if they can convert. Cleary out to Luai. Luai gets it across here. Brian Oh, they will score. They will score out in the wing. It's 26-10 with the kick to come. 16-point game. Big kick here from the sideline here for the Blues. Big kick here from the sideline here for the Blues. They're not mates, Knights for Life, they're dating. Yeah, Mitchell, you are right. Daz, mate, and Fletcher Sharp are dating. They are dating. Bretton says comeback's on. Mate, if the Blues come back in this game, which is not going to happen, but if the Blues come back in this game, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with rugby league, you know? Plenty of time. Roy says, come on, Queensland, lock in. Plenty of time. We're all right. Okay, enough of this one, Jay and Skunkle. We'll get back to the thing. 2 says up the Blues. So the Blues will score on the wing, but it is still a 16-point game. If they can get the kick, it'll be 14, which is still 3 tries. Still 3 tries. Related answers, who are you supporting? I'm from a Queensland, brother. Toon says Blues will win. Cleary was just letting them in. Cleary did nothing first half. What are you doing? Hellhound says lock in. Queensland fight the Blues. So 2 tries to Brian Tuttle today. So both Brian Tuttle and Hamiso have both scored twice on their respective wings. Blues in 3 sounds much better than Blues in 2 anyway. Oh my gosh. Look at you cats talking shit down 16 points. Look at you absolute cats talking shit down 16 points, eh? Deary me. Leave me alone. I'm an innocent boy. Joda says, which team you reckon has the easiest draw? In Origin? Which team has the easiest draw? In Origin, Jonah? Alright, so Zach Lomax here from the left wing. So Zach Lomax, can he convert it to bring it back within 14 points? It's a big kick, difficult kick here. We have to make it a bit interesting. New South Wales Blues all day, 2 Keen says. So Lomax will miss a kick. Come on. Queenslander! Skidmate says, no, we're all good. It's Queensland win from here. Yeah, but a bit of squeaky bum time. You get a little bit nervous. You know, the Blues have enough talent. They've got enough quality here to come back in this game. So, you know, you do look at it and you're always gonna feel those nerves until the fat lady is singing, especially when I'm a Titans fan. Tyrese says, besides the battle in the middle, the battle between the Blues left edge and the Maroons right edge is a real doozy. Absolutely, Tyrese. Both Hamiso and Brian To'o have scored 2 tries on each other. Absolutely. A related answer is who's kicking for the Blues? Nathan? No, it's Zach Lomax here tonight. So Nora says Queensland on top. We are right now, Nora, but still 33 minutes left. Right now, we're still looking like we're going to the side of Queensland. Just need to find a way to punch through this final 33 minutes. Oh, Lindsay Collins. Dude, Lindsay Collins has thrown himself all night at Spencer when he's... Oh, that was Utukamana, sorry. But Lindsay Collins has been absolutely unreal with some of his hits. Jasmine, I feel like a tool. You're a tool. So the Blues now, third tackle at 25. Helen says, do you think they might make a comeback? Well, I hope not. But maybe. I've been saying since in the first half that anything can happen in rugby league. Fourth tackle here at the 35 for the Blues. Just don't throw away all your good work, and that's exactly what the Queensland is doing. The Blues get this ball to the 45 on the Queensland side of the field. They need to slow this momentum down. Nathan Cleary, he will kick that ball up into the air, the corner where it should be Xavier Coates grabbing this one. He does get it, and he'll get taken down here at the 10, but the Maroons have got to hold out. There's a lot of momentum going Blues way at the moment. A penalty would be beautiful at this point. Val Holmes will get his ball here to the 15. Lomax, stop it, Brenton. I watched exactly what was happening down there. Stop it. Third tackle here now at the 20. Up the Maroons. I'll be partying tonight. Hopefully, Hellhounds. Long way to go. All right, so 4 tackle here for the Maroons at the 30. They go to the right-hand side. Good run here by Tom Dearden. Great run. Great hit by Hudson Young, but Dearden so strong to be able to bounce off and just keep on going. All right, so Munster now whacks that ball up into the air. The chase is coming good here from Xavier Coates. Boom! Good hit by Xavier Coates on Taxman. Taxman. Oh, the Taxman. Gee whiz, good hit there from Xavier Coates. You could see him getting that chug along. He was never going to get to the ball, but that was huge in regards to that run. Right, and it says if we make a comeback, that's tell us the Queensland's is R, but if we don't, that's okay because it's still 1-1 from last game. No, you're still R because Queensland have won more games of Origin. They've also won more series of Origin. So bing, bang, boom. Thanks for coming, baby. So 4th tackle here for the Blues and Stefanovic will Kamanu crunch at the 40. Dude, I tell you what, Lindsay Collins is he's nearly my man. He's been incredible. Lindsay Collins, that's going out in the full, baby. Nathan Cleary, what the fuck was that? Nathan Cleary, what on earth was that? I can't believe that both Luai and Cleary kicked the ball out in the full here tonight. I can't believe it. What's happening? What's happening? I don't really want to talk about that. We've spoken about that plenty on the channel, so we're not going to get involved in that at the moment. But 30 minutes to go here at the game. Hit that like button and subscribe. 30 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We will be here for Game 3. You know it. We're here for every single NRL game. So absolutely smack it in. 2nd tackle now for the Maroons, and they're 24 metres away here from the Blues line. They roll it back to Harry Grant. Harry Grant off to Tom Dearden. Dearden at the back now to Munster. Munster off to Val Holmes. And Val Holmes will be taken down here at the 15 on the blue side of the field. Here we go. Make me feel a lot more comfortable if we can score here. Yes, sir. Munster steps. Goes himself. And he'll be 4 metres out from the line for tackle. Related says never let Nathan it again, bro. Well, Nathan's fantastic. But also, Luai did it in the first half. Go Tino. Go Tino. Tino taken down 8 metres away from the line. It's lost it. Oh my gosh, Tino's been. That's our ball. That's our ball. That's it. Oh, he's 1 metre out. I can't believe the Blues just let that happen. It's 6 again here for Queensland. It's 6 again. Well, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What are the Blues doing? We lose the ball. It goes backwards. The Blues kick it. And it goes backwards towards them. And then Queensland pick it up. And we nearly score with Ruben Cotter. So Tino gets tackled. It goes backwards. Angus Crichton then kicks it. And then they drop the ball. And Ruben Cotter picks it up. And then was about half a metre short of scoring there. But then it's going to be a penalty because the Blues were lined down around the ruck. Yeah, Ruben Cotter was so close to scoring there. Helen says, Queensland win no more from New South Wales. Yeah, exactly right, Helen. Get into them. Nice fluff says, Blues really missing Madge. Keep the same energy, bro. Game 1, you guys destroyed us. Game 2, Queensland's doing a really good number on New South Wales. Don't just change up your thought process based off of one game. I guarantee you that you were circle jerking every single part and every single aspect of this Blues team after game 1. This is one game. You've won 3 Origin games in a row coming into this game. And that includes with Madge, but you won the last game of Origin in Queensland. Why the switch up based off of 50 minutes of football? There is 30 minutes to go here of this game. You're only down by 16 points. Yeah, look, I don't think the Blues win from here. But at the end of the day, were you saying the Blues are missing Madge 2 hours ago? 2 hours ago, before this game started, were you saying the Blues are missing Madge? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous comment. Brenton says, how did Hudson not pick that ball up? I think it was just kind of... By the way, there's like an injury here for Reece Robson. God bless him. I hope he's okay. They're just bandaging up his head. So that's why we've got a bit of a stoppage right now. So thumbs up, subscribe. Darcy says, up the Blues. Someone says, Hudson is useless. He comes in with some big hits, though, in Origin. He does. Dasman said, I take that back. The no WTF, not calling Klein a ball prick, because he is anyway. So that's going to be your first tackle here for the Maroons. 5 metres away here from the Blues line. Harry Grant gives that the back here to Tino. And Tino will bounce his way to about 3 metres out. Second tackle. Second tackle now. And they give it to Harry Grant. Off to Munster. Munster back on the inside to Ponga. And Ponga's going to be 5 metres out. Great to hear a good Queenslander chant in the stadium. Huge. We've heard it all game today. Harry Grant. He'll go out the back here to the right. Trent Loiero. I still don't understand why Trent Loiero is the starting 13 dude, and we're up 26-10. I still don't understand how he's the starting 13. 4 tackle. Harry Grant. He'll get at the back here to Patrick Carrigan. Carrigan and Munster. Munster to Ponga. Ponga goes himself! And he'll be 4 metres out from the line. 5th tackle. All right, Queensland, what can you do here? What's happening here? Oh, they've just thrown his headgear off. So they give it to Munster. Munster, what the hell was that from Munster? Well, that was awful from Munster. So it's going to be a 7 tackle set here for the Blues at the 20. Quills says, chat, let Blue cook. You act like it's the World Cup, but half your team's from New South Wales anyway. Bless your humid little hearts. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, Jay, time him out. I don't even know who you're insulting. Are you insulting the Blues? Are you insulting the Maroons? Are you insulting your mum? Like, what are you doing, Quills? Are you good? You alright? You had a few drinks tonight, buddy? You had a few drinks? You alright, mate? You good? 2 Keens. I don't even know who you were insulting just then. So the Blues now, 3rd tackle. They'll be 48 metres out of their own line. Blues need 3 tries. Come on, boys. Yes, they do. So the Blues at the 45 now to 50 on 4 tackle. He's on the good stuff. Hey, Jay's having a good time. You know, fair play to you, Quilzer. You might be an alcoholic, and I hope you seek help, but, you know, fair play to you, mate. Have a good time tonight. So Payne Haas is 35 metres out from the Maroons line. And now Cleary puts that ball up in the air. Hamiso's there. Good take by Hamiso. And a lot of pressure there, I think, from Hudson Young. That was, Crichton, sorry. That was great pressure there from Crichton. But Hamiso in wet weather, brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. And now we've got Big D going for the All Blacks. You know? What's wrong with you? What's happening here? So 3rd tackle here for Queensland. That'll be the 22. This will be the first Origin loss for Latrell. Well, Dredd, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. That's a crazy stat, though, but it's not over yet. I always learn from my dad. Once it gets to... here we go. Queensland away here. Kirk Catewell, 45 at the 50. And Crichton takes him down to the 43 on this side of the field. My dad always used to tell me, once it's more points than minutes left, that's when the concern comes. Ooh, I disagree passing that ball there, Lomax, but sure, Edwards would be taken down to the 22. That was very confident and very wrong to do because that could have easily been a knock-on in this wet weather, considering how many knock-ons the Blues have had so far today. But when it's 16 points, if it gets below the 16-minute mark, that's when you start to get a bit concerned because more points than minutes left. 2 Kings, this is an epic game, mate. Hey, look, it's been a good game so far. Obviously, Queensland have been the better team so far. Long way to go, though. Randomize says, Blues fans always hating. Yeah, well, it makes no sense. Like, at the end of the day, like, I gave Blues fans full credit for Game 1. Full credit. Like, Blues were very much the better team, and I said this on the day, and it sucked for me to say, but you got to admit when you're just, unfortunately, not the better team. And at the moment, that's a great play. Oh, the Blues will knock it on, and it'll be Queensland ball now. Munster taking down to 30. That's a penalty. Thank you. Thank you. Throw an uppercut. Throw an uppercut. Oh, an uppercut. Hudson Young gives away the high tackle there. Oh, Hudson Young, get away from Tino, you absolute cat. Tino would slap you silly. He would slap you silly, son. Turns says, what's happened to Haas and Lenu tonight? Crickets. Well, Lenu's been absolutely worked on by Lindsay Collins, which has been awesome to see. Like, Lindsay Collins has absolutely gone at Lenu. They're challenging this. Oh, they're saying that it's a mid-air tackle here first. Trell hasn't lost a series. Pretty sure he's lost a game. I'm not sure. That's interesting to hear. So they're saying that Xavier Coates tackles him in the air here. Yeah, they're right. This is a penalty here to the Blues. Yeah, no, it's the correct call. This will be a penalty to the Blues. This will be a penalty to the Blues. Pillow Scouts, I don't know why my New South Wales friends are being cocky. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. 2 Kids, you commentators on the money but Blues all day. Appreciate you, bro. 25 minutes to go here. Plenty of time to go in this game. But that will be a successful challenge there from the Blues. Seb Watson says, how's it not a tackle in the air? Well, here's a news flash for you, Seb Watson. It is a tackle in the air. It's a penalty to the Blues. All right, so Blues here, 25 metres out. And Payne Haas, he's going to be 15 metres away here from the line. They roll it back to Reece Robson. That was a really slow play, the ball. And as Yo, 10 metres out, second tackle. Big defensive set here for Queensland. You don't want to allow the Blues back within 10. They give it off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary at the back of Luai, who gets crunched by Munster. Really good rush-up defence there from Munster. Could have gone one or two ways, but it worked out. That's not a good play the ball. How is that class as a play the ball there from Luai? Hudson Young throws out the back hit of Robson. Robson then gives it to Angus Crichton. Crichton runs it a Ponga, but Crichton will get taken down. 10 metres out from the line, 4 tackle. All right, so the Blues here at the 11. Robson to Isaiah Yo. Yo here to Nathan Cleary. Kicks the ball over the top, and that made absolutely no sense. It's going to be a dropout here, but that made no sense, that kick there from Cleary. I don't understand it. Like, I get you get the ball back here. I'm aware that you get the ball back from a dropout, but it was like, what, third tackle? Fourth? I don't understand the point of that. Like, Munster was always there. There was always protection in that situation. So it's going to be a dropout here from Queensland to the Blues. And especially considering now you have to rely upon not knocking this ball on here off the dropout. If Queensland knock it on, they don't care. But if the Blues knock it on, it's huge. So this you don't really want forced dropouts too much in this game, to be fair. So Munster with a short kick, and he did nearly drop it, but he's got it. So 10 metres out here, first tackle. First tackle, 10 metres away. They go out to the right. And now Brian To'o, 5 metres away, second tackle. Huge defensive set here, though. Huge defensive set. They go out to Hudson Young, and he's not really had a great impact, but this could be well. No, 4 metres out, third tackle. Huge set here. Third tackle here for the Blues. Out to the back, and they're going to get 6 again, are they? Jerome Luai gives it off here to Dylan Edwards. Edwards gives it off here to Crichton. Crichton goes at himself, and he will score. And he will score in the corner. So it is 26-14 with a kick to come here. 26-14 with a kick to come. We've got about 22 minutes left here to go. Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, we've got a game, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a game, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 26-14 with a kick to come. We have got a game. Why the short kick when you're 15 points up? You want that ball as far away from your own line as possible. Yeah, I would agree with you in this context, Gary. I would agree. Yeah, as Queensland, you really should be kicking that ball down deep and forcing them to come out from the back fence. This is going to be a tough kick here, though. So, like, it's 12 points. So regardless, you're within 2 converted tries here in New South Wales. But if you can get this kick on the sideline, which is a difficult kick, you bring yourself back within 10. Says useless defending. This is what I said in the first half. I said that anything can happen in the second half. That's why you can't say game over until the fat lady's singing. But you're right, Gary. You are right. Being up by 16 points and kicking short is an interesting tactic. Nikhil's final game on. Jones says, I don't think Blues fans are cocky when they're passionate in with their footy. That's great. Everyone's passionate about their footy. The point of the matter is that you would say the Queenslanders are cocky if they were going off about it too. So, like, see it from both perspectives, man. So when a Queensland fan's saying that a New South Wales fan is cocky, well, then that's exactly what you would probably say about Queenslanders, and then I would reply the exact same thing to you. Anyway, Lomax here from the right-hand side. There's a big kick here from the right wing. And also, yeah, passionate being spelt like that was awful. And he will miss the kick. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Fuck you, Lomax. 21 minutes to go. Come on, 26-14. Jaguars should have been Walsh. That was never happening. Walsh was never being selected. Walsh was never, ever, ever being selected in this game. It was never happening in any world. There was less than a 0% chance of it happening. He has not had a good season so far. He's had one good game after coming back from injury against the 17th place Gold Coast Titans. All right, well, this is going to be a nerve-wracking wait here, guys. New South Wales fans, you are in the game. Queensland fans, she whiz. Just, yeah, honestly, Queensland, just one try puts a little bit, puts a real solid buffer in. One try puts a real solid buffer. Or a penalty, you know, for, Payne Haas with a great run, but it'll be taken out of the 20. That was a fantastic run. That was a great run there. Okay, Queensland fans, you're going to have your heart in your mouth for this final 21 minutes. There is no chance you would ever take 1 point field goal. What on earth, Jack Lewis? No chance. You're in wet weather and a 7-tackle set possibility. Absolutely 0% chance would Queensland be looking at a field goal right now. Oh! Cleary just got rocked. Cleary just got rocked. Rocked in the tackle. So Dylan Edwards, yeah, it's ridiculous comment anyway, Jonah. So fifth tackle now at the 50. 20 minutes to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. If Queensland win, we go to game 3 to the decider, which will be in New South Wales in 3 weeks' time. If New South Wales win, they win the series tonight. Xavier Coates grabs his ball at the 15. Okay, need a solid set here from Queensland. New South Wales fans, you're going to need a solid defensive set and just keep up with this momentum. You've got the momentum right now for sure. Yeah, Darren Lockie's saying the same thing I've been saying. This game was never over at half time. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Mr. Boyce, at least they're missing that kick. That's a good thing. It is, because then now they've got to get the both converted tries rather than, 2 converted tries could win them the game. Now 2 converted tries can tie the game, so Queensland can't lose on 2 converted tries. That's why that kick being missed was so important. So 4 tackle now for Queensland. They'll get this ball to the 38. Harry Grant gives it off here to Trent Loiero, and Loiero, okay enough run there to the 47. Scunner says, took your time. Okay, let's just keep in touch with the game here. So Queensland kick this ball up. Edwards grabs it, and Tina with a great smash back to the 20. Trell hasn't done shit this series so far. Mitchell says, yeah, he hasn't really been too impactful too much. I don't think he had a bad game 1. Hasn't really been seen too much here in game 2. But then again, Brian Toto was getting the ball from Trell out to the left-hand side. So Brian Toto was scored twice, unless one of them was from oh, no, they're not from Trell, actually. Crichton kicked the ball across for Brian Toto's first try, and the second try may have been from a pass from Crichton. Why wasn't Toby selected? What on earth? Toby Sexton for Origin? What? So Stephen Crichton, who'll get this ball to the 50. Good tackle there by Val Holmes. He needed it. All right, so fit tackle here for the Blues at the 35. And now Queensland will grab this ball at the 10 through Kalen Ponga. So basically, if New South Wales give away a penalty and Queensland take the 2, I feel like any more points for Queensland probably wins the game. But there's still a lot of avenues for Queensland to win if Blues score next. But if Queensland score next, it's a very limited amount of avenues for New South Wales to come back from 13 plus again when they've done so well to get themselves back into it. Ruben Cotter now will get this ball to the 30. Lindsay has impressed me today. Lindsay Collins has been fantastic today, mate. Fantastic. Munster now will get this ball to the 40. 18.5 minutes to go here of Origin Game 2. Harry Grant off to Callum Ponga. Callum Ponga runs it himself. Great run from Callum Ponga. Wow, Callum Ponga, that's a huge run to the 40 on the New South Wales side of the field. Wow, we found the hole. That was huge. That's 6 again, ref. Klein, you've got to be calling that. They go to the right-hand side. Robert Toya. Toya kicks it through here for himself. And Hamiso. Dylan Edwards, what's he doing? That's going to be a dropout. Oh, no, well done, Edwards. He got himself out of the in goal. That was a great kick there from Toya. And Edwards, I don't know why he was so lazy and getting back there. What defense here from Queensland Blues. Second tackle here at the 3 metres. Good rush-up defense there from Queensland. And now Nathan Cleary, third tackle at the 7. This is a great turn of events here from Queensland. Third tackle, 18 minutes to go here. And Trell will get taken down here about 12 metres out. Huge. Game 3's in Sydney, Jack. Game 3's in Sydney in 3 weeks' time. Latrell Mitchell rolls it back here to Reece Robson. And now Zach Lomax, fit tackle at their own 20. They've only got to the 20 metres out from their own line on fit tackle. And Jerome Luai here, great hit. Great hit there. And... oh! Has he called a knock on Hamiso? There's no fucking way you've just knocked his ball on, Hamiso. There is no way he just knocked that ball on. There is no way he's just knocked that ball on. What on earth are you doing, Hamiso? That's actually insane, Hamiso. That is absolutely insane. That is ridiculous. To knock the ball on, no, Gary. I'm sorry. As a professional, you can't be saying bad bounce. No, Gary. There is no way a professional rugby league player should be knocking that ball on in that situation. You have the entire field. You have the entire field here to grab the ball. You've seen exactly where the kick is coming from. There is no excuse for knocking that ball on there from Hamiso with no pressure on him at all. No excuse. So first tackle here for New South Wales at the 30. And 6 again here. All right, so it's going to be Connor Watson here with a solid run, 23 metres out. First tackle. All right, Dylan Edwards goes out to the right side here to Hudson Young. And Hudson Young is going to be taken down 15 metres out from the line. Second tackle. 16 minutes to go here in the game. Huge set here for both teams. Nathan Cleary steps inside, 10 metres out. Third tackle now. They go out to the right-hand side, short ball, and Payne Haas will... he got some good... well, he tried the post-contact. Fourth tackle here, 5 metres out. Come on, Queensland, hold him out. Hold him out. They give it out, Nathan Cleary. Cleary gets it off into Jerome Luai. Jerome Luai gives it back here. Brian Toto there. Brian Toto. Oh, my gosh, he scored. Oh, my gosh, we've got a game here for the last little bit here, lads. 26-18 with a kick to come. 26-18 with the kick to come. 15 minutes to go of this game. Hamiso, hang your head in shame. I'm sorry. You've got to call it out. You've got to call it out, Hamiso. It's disgraceful. You need to call that shit out because he has literally been the entire reason that Queensland had a fantastic defensive set. They've kept New South Wales inside their own 20. They've kept them inside their own 20 through 5 tackles. And Hamiso, with a lazy pickup, knocks the ball on, gives New South Wales the opportunity to score on the left-hand side. You've scored tries here, Hamiso, but that's not acceptable. You have individually allowed New South Wales to be within 1 try now. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. He's been great in attack, but at the end of the day, you've just given Brian Toll his hat trick. You've just given Brian Toll his hat trick. Okay, well, yeah, this is a big kick here. This is a massive kick. It's a massive kick here for the Blues to bring it back within 6. Okay, here we go. Here we go. 26-18 with 15 minutes to go. This is a huge kick here to bring it back within 6. Oh, dude, Hamiso, you've got to really. That's horrific. They're showing it again. Like, that's just dreadful. That is horrific. Oh, I see what this guy does all the time. We ain't dealing with that. All right, so Blues here from the left-hand side. Zach Lomax, can he get the kick here? Can he get the kick? And he... Yes! He's missed the kick! Shut your mouth, Lomax! Oh, I love it. Get that shit into my veins, Lomax. Get that shit in my veins. He's missed the kick. 8-point game. Enjoy that one, New Zealand guy. Joshua says there might be a comeback. Well, there's 8 points in at 26-18 with 14 minutes to go. Holy shit, we've got a game here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We have got a game here, folks. But that missed kick is huge there from Lomax. There is plenty of time, Mason. Plenty of time here for the Blues. I said there was. I literally was saying at halftime to everyone, and when Queensland was up 26-6, there's a long way to go in this game. Related says this guy's ass kicking. Let Nathan kick, bro. Bro, Nathan missed 0 from 4 in the first game. Do people have the most ridiculous short memories in history? So the Blues now will be 3 minutes out from their own line. Payne Haas with the run and good tackle there by Ruben Cotter. Well done. Well done, Ruben Cotter. All right, guys, I want you to get in the chat right now. Everyone who's here, comment in the chat. Who you think wins from here? Do you think the Blues win or do you think Queensland hold out? Second tackle now. They're 20 metres away here from their own line. And an offload out the back here for the Blues. He's 25 metres out from the line, third tackle. Joshua, get a job. Out to the left-hand side now. It's going to be Hudson. Yeah, knocks on, baby. Come on, Queensland. Capitalise here. Capitalise here, Queensland. Robert Toyer now, 33 metres out from the line. 0 tackle. Huge knock on there. Huge knock on. Out to Ruben Cotter, and Cotter is going to be 30 metres out from the line. Second tackle. That's a massive knock on there from the Blues after points. And now Cameron Munster is going to be 25 metres out. And now Harry Grant off to Kurt Mann, off to Tom Dearden, goes at himself, and he's going to be about 12 metres away from the line, third tackle. 13 minutes to go here from the game. Harry Grant off to Cameron Munster. That also wouldn't be the score if that was the case, Skunkle. And now it's 4 tackles, 6 metres out. Come on, it'll be a huge dagger. If they can score a convert try here, it'll be a massive dagger. Harry Grant out the back here to Munster. Munster steps, he goes at himself, and he's going to be fit tackle, 5 metres away from the line, fit tackle. Just do not give away a 7 tackle set here, Queensland. That's all you need to not do. Dearden, short ball, Lindsay Collins. That's going to be classed as a forward pass. It's going to be New South Wales ball here at the 10. NRL broke if they need the decider game. What are you talking about, dude? 12.5 minutes to go here, the game. Cleary off to Lomax, and it's going to be first tackle here for the Blues at the 13. 2 Kansas, New South Wales. Pillar Scouts is used at Queensland. My prediction says, come on. Maroons, yes. Second tackle here for the Blues at the 15. Deary me. Plenty of time left here, Blues fans, and plenty of time left here, Queensland fans. Don't worry. Third tackle. 12 minutes is a ridiculous amount of time. And Connor Watson here with a solid run out to the 38 on 4 tackle. 12 minutes left. This is squiggy bum time. At least we've got a great game of origin here. We have Queensland masterclass first half, and New South Wales have had a good comeback second half, but can they get the job done? Can they actually complete the comeback, or can Queensland hold out and send us to a decider? So that's going to be Xavier Coates who grabs this ball, and he'll bring this ball out here to the 25 on first tackle. My approach says keep positive, New Zealand. Mason says, is it ridiculous or is it possible? Sending it to the side. Queensland's currently... What are you talking... Anyway. So second tackle now. Harry Grant off to Robert Toya. And for fuck's sake, Toya. It's a knock on. So now Blues here with the ball. 0 tackle. And they're 40 metres out here from the Queensland line. Dylan Edwards. He's going to run it out to the left-hand side. And they'll be 35 metres out from the line. Time him out, Jay, please. Time Mason out. You're an idiot. Jerome Luai will give this ball off here to Angus Crichton. And Crichton, I don't know what's happening there. This is very lethargic from both teams. And now Isaiah Yeo will be taken down at 33. 10 minutes to go here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. You're going to see my passion. You're going to see my emotions here. This is what happens. This is what we're all here for. This is going to be a nerve-wracking wait. But luckily, New South Wales missed the kick, which means it's an 8-point game rather than a 6-point game right now. And they're giving a 6 again, are they? Oh, it's 6 again, Blues. First tackle now for the Blues, 20 metres out. Oh, my gosh. We've got a game of origin here, baby. First tackle here for the Blues. Huge defensive set, mate, for Queensland. Massive. Payne Haas, he's going to be 12 metres out from the line. Second tackle. Oh, my gosh. Second tackle, 11 metres out. Dylan Edwards. He could play that by Ponga. This will be a 6 again. It'll be a 6 again. Yep, it's fine. So 6 again now, and the Blues with the ball 15 metres out. First tackle. Blues now 9 metres out from the line. Second tackle. Why don't you just focus on winning this game before you start thinking about the next game turns? Out of the left side, Nathan Cleary. Cleary! Oh, you got to make the tackle, lads. Third tackle, 4 metres out for the Blues. Connor Watson goes short to Liam Martin. Liam Martin runs it, and good defence there from Val Holmes, Kirk Catewell, and Cameron Munster. They go right-hand side. Knocked back by the Blues. Take him over the sideline. Come on! Come the fuck on! Oh, Lomax, you big, beautiful son of a bitch. Enjoy that one. 9.5 minutes to go here. What a cracker game. 26-18. 9.5 minutes left. Come on. Hold them out. It's Queensland ball here. 15 out. Yes, Undo, you're right. New South Wales passing it over Trell's side. Brian Tottle scored 3 tries here today. Brian Tottle scored 3 tries. Royce is crashing out, shout. We always crash out here, man. It's good fun. Jeremiah Nene. Is this his first time? Oh, that's a strip. That's a 3 in the tackle strip. That's a 3 in the tackle strip, Klein. There's 3 players in the tackle. So New South Wales have the ball here at the 15, but there was 3 players in the tackle there, Ashley Klein. There was 3 players in the tackle. Brian Tottle was 5 metres out. That's insane. That's insane, Ashley Klein. And a 6 again. Oh, get him back into it, Klein. Get him back into it, eh? That's crazy that you've not called that as a strip with 3 in the tackle. So first tackle here with the Blues, 5 metres out. 9 minutes to go here of the game. That is insane that he's called that. So Payne Haas is 10 metres away from the line. Second tackle now. 8 minutes 40 to go. Connor Watson off to Nathan Cleary. Cleary out the back of Isaiah Yeo. Isaiah Yeo gets the offload away to Payne Haas. Payne Haas off here to Dylan Edwards. He'll be taken down 10 metres out. Ashley Klein, that is an insane call, man, in the context of this game. Third tackle, 11 metres out. Nathan Cleary with the ball. They hold this ball out to Jerome Luai. Kick it through here, and Crichton's going to score. Ashley Klein, the fact that you have allowed that is outrageous. How have you allowed that strip, though? There was 3 players in the tackle. Oh, bro. How is that being classed as not 3 players in the tackle with the strip? 26-22 with 8 minutes to go. How is that a one-on-one steal, bro? That's insane. That is actually insane from Ashley Klein to not have called that. All right, well, it's going to be a 2-point game here, Queensland way, but there's still 7 or so minutes to go. Dred says, how's the blood pressure, bro? You know what I'm like, man. This is why we love rugby league, but this is why we love rugby league. Okay, guys, come in the chat. Comment in the chat who you think wins from here. Will the Queensland Maroons hold out for the last 7 or so minutes of the game, or will New South Wales be able to find a way to come back in and win this game? Comment in the chat right now. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'll be here for every single game this weekend of rugby league action, plus also game 3 to the decider in 3 weeks' time. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is rugby league, man. No, but the game wasn't, that call wasn't a 6 again call, John. That call just then was based off the fact that Ashley Klein couldn't call a very simple 3 in the tackle. All right, so 6 minutes and 55 seconds to go here of this game. It is 26-24 here to the Maroons. This is a good call. No, it wasn't, man. You can very clearly see what the call was. Jay Lewis says, I hope Queensland come on. I just want to see you go mental at full time or even any knock on from Blues. Come on, Queensland. Yeah, well, we're about to find out what I'm about to do. 2-point game, Queensland way. If New South Wales, whoever scores next wins, realistically. Whoever scores next wins. That's a crazy call, though. Like, the Blues shouldn't have had the ball. Should have been a penalty to Queensland. But anyway, 6 minutes, 55 to go. Shit, man. Val Holmes will kick this ball down deep, and it's going to be Jerome Luai. He grabs this ball out, and Spencer Leniu taken down to the 10. Queensland's had his number all day today. First tackle of the Blues. Just don't give away a penalty here, Queensland. Again, I look back at Amiso not making that grab. Angus Crichton now about 15 metres out. He's grabbing at his left leg. Crichton's clearly grabbing at his left leg. Crichton, you're grabbing at his left leg. We're literally watching you, mate. All right, so Liam Martin gets crunched in the tackle here, Queensland. Third tackle here for the Blues at the 35. Or 25, sorry. Isaiah Yeo. He'll get taken down here at the 30 on 4 tackle. It all started, yeah, Brenton, absolutely. It all started because Hammer didn't grab the ball. After the fantastic defensive set there from the Maroons. That's what absolutely screwed Queensland at the moment. All right, so Connor Watson rolls it back into Edwards, and Edwards to Cleary. Cleary just boots that one down deep where Callum Ponga grabs it at the 10. Gives it off into Xavier Coates. There's 5 minutes and 57 seconds to go here in the game. Xavier Coates to the 25 on first tackle. Shit, man. Here we go. Out to Val Holmes. Oh, my gosh. He nearly lost that ball. He nearly lost that ball there, Val Holmes, but he still got it. All right, so Hamiso. You can tell Queensland's tired right now. You can tell Blues have found that second, third gear, whatever you want to call it. Oh, good running by Trent Loiero to the 45. Needed that one. 45 metres out here from their own line for Queensland. Harry Grant's going to roll it out to the left-hand side into Munster. Munster underneath now too. Lindsay Collins has had a fantastic game here, Lindsay. Fit tackle. Don't do anything silly here, Queensland. Just kick it down deep. And don't give away a 7-tackle set, whatever you do. Munster now kicks that ball up. Xavier Coates with a great chase at the moment. Great chase. They let the ball bounce here. And Dylan Edwards will be taken down inside the 10. Good work there by Xavier Coates to follow that one through nicely. 5 minutes and 6 seconds to go here of the game. First tackle over the Blues. It's 2-point game. 26-24. Lomax second tackle at the 15. Come on, Queensland. Hold out, boys. Out to Brian To'o, and To'o to the 20 on third tackle. 5 minutes to go. And Connor Watson out to Angus Crichton, and Crichton out to the 25 on their own side of the field. 4 tackle. They haven't been throwing the ball around too much here, the Blues, at the moment. Nathan Cleary, he'll then get the ball out here to Luai. Luai over the top there to Lomax, who's looking down. That's going to be a knock-on from Queensland, but it's all right. Blues will be at around their own 30 or so. So 4 minutes and 24 seconds left. The Blues will have the ball around their own 30 metres or so. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. 4 minutes 17 will be live for every game this weekend. And if Queensland hold out here, we go to a decider game 3 in New South Wales in 3 weeks' time. If the Blues find a way to score here, then they will win the series for the second time in a row. 4 minutes and 4 seconds to go. What a game of Origin, but this is a massive nail biter here, Brenton. Massive. All right, so the Blues from the scrum. It'll be first tackle here. 4 minutes on the dot to go. First tackle at the 38. They give it to Spencer Leniu, and it'll be a good hit here from Queensland again. They've really locked him down in this game so far. Second tackle. This is very intense, Phaeton. Very intense. Out to Payne Haas, and Haas will get taken out at the 50 on third tackle. This is the beauty of Origin. Absolutely, Potato Dragon. 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go. That's a forward pass, referee. They haven't called it. Luai out to the left-hand side. They go out to Latrell Mitchell, and Latrell Mitchell's 35 minutes away. 4 tackle. 4 tackle, 3.5 minutes left. Do not give away a penalty because they're within 2. Jerome Luai. Luai gives it out the back here to Cleary, and Cleary's taken down to the 40. Good rush-up defense there from Cameron Munster. Connor Watson and Jerome Luai, and Luai will just whack that ball up high. This is going to be a tough one here for Ponga. And it's Queensland ball. What? Well, how has that got? We have to challenge that. We have to challenge that. Challenge it. Challenge it. Does that not go backwards there? This will be interesting. I don't know what to call here. I don't know what they'll call. This might be Blues ball here, 15 metres out with 3 minutes to go. All right, so here we go. Ashley Klein's saying Kalen first. Ashley Klein's made a couple of wrong calls here today that have been overturned, so we'll see what happens here. And what's gone backwards? That's gone backwards. That's our ball. That's gone backwards. Yeah, Ponga gets the first touch, but it goes backwards. It's gone backwards. It's backwards. That's our ball. That's Queensland ball. Yeah, and goes backwards. Yeah, but it goes backwards. It goes backwards. It goes backwards. The commentary's talking about too. Bunker, you can clearly see this goes backwards. It's going backwards. Fuck right off, Bunker. That's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. The New South Wales commentary is calling that backwards. Every single person on the planet is calling that backwards except for the Bunker. Brenton says, yeah, backwards. That's rorted. That's went backwards. You can clearly see Ponga knocks this ball backwards. That is insane. Andrew Johns is calling it backwards. That's insanity. That is absolutely insanity. So the Blues are going to get the ball here 15 metres out. Luai gets the ball off here to Edwards. Edwards gives it off here to Toto, and Toto is going to be... Well, like, if Blues score here, like 100%, like I'm saying off the back of the fact that that was clearly knocked backwards, that everyone's talking about. So Nathan Cleary at 20 metres out. Isaiah Yeo is going to be 12 metres away from the line, second tackle. Well, the series is defined here. But at the end of the day, that was just simply the incorrect call by the Bunker. They go to the left-hand side. Nathan Cleary gives it off to Luai. Luai here at the 12. He'll get his ball to the 15, and it's going to be third tackle. Third tackle, 2.5 minutes to go. Connor Watson gives it off here to Isaiah Yeo, and Isaiah Yeo is going to be 5 metres out from the line. Fourth tackle. Oh, my gosh. Fourth tackle, 5 metres out. Connor Watson, Nathan Cleary. Cleary back here to Spencer Leniu. Do not let this guy score of anyone. And Spencer Leniu, fifth tackle, 8 metres out. Good defense so far from Queensland. Hold out, boys. Hold out. 2 minutes to go. Hold out, hold out, hold out. Nathan Cleary out to Luai. Luai. Oh, my gosh. It's a knock on Queensland, isn't it? Oh, my gosh. It's 6 again for the Blues. First tackle here. Oh, my gosh. It's first tackle here for the Blues. 20 metres out. Oh, my God. What an origin game, but what an origin game. First tackle now for the Blues, 15 metres out. Oh, my gosh. Spencer Leniu. He's going to be 10 metres away from the line. Second tackle, 1.5 minutes to go here of the game. Second tackle of, oh, my gosh, 10 metres out. Nathan Cleary. He gives a short ball to Payne Haas. He's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. He's lost the fucking ball, baby. Yeah! Shut your bull fucking head, Ashley Klein. Bullshit, bitch. Bull bastard dog shit. Let's go. Yeah, challenge it all you like, baby, but you're a bastard, Ashley Klein. You absolute scumbag officiating. Nearly cost us this game. Bull bastard bitch, man. Oh, man, sorry for going off, but like, that's what happens. This is rugby league. This is Origin. That's a lot of petty words. Knock on from the Blues. Oh, dude. I've got to clip that and put that on my Instagram. This is the passion that comes out during Origin, though, guys. This is the passion that comes out during Origin. 1:14 to go. It's 26-24 Queensland. Johns, the referee in 2025 is diabolical. It just makes no sense how they didn't call that backwards off Ponga. It made no sense. Even Andrew Johns, of all people, is calling it backwards. But the game's not over. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go here of the game, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe. It's 26-24 here to the Maroons. Oh, my gosh. Both these teams are exhausted right now, man. Exhausted. Kurt Catewell with the ball. He'll get this ball here to the 28. Oh, my gosh. Keith says you're too good, mate. I shouldn't be saying what I said just then, but in the same sense, you guys know it's all. Penalty. Oh, should have been eye tackle. Yeah, you won't call that, will you? Fourth tackle. The New South Wales Blues will get another opportunity. Kurt Catewell on fifth tackle. At the 35 now. Kick this shit for the life of you. Kick this shit for the life of you, Munster. All right, so he kicks it down with a grubber. Edwards grabs the ball here. Okay, 25 seconds to go here. Edwards taking this. Lost the ball! Yes! Yes! Ball don't lie, Ashley Klein. Ball don't lie. But what a spectacular game of rugby league. We're going to a decider, baby. We are going to a decider, game 3. Get Ashley Klein the fuck off the field, mate, because he nearly cost this series and cost this game here. But Queensland are going to win. Get Ashley Klein the fuck off this field, man. We'll take it. We go to a decider. But dead set. Fire up, Queensland. Fire up. What a game. You know what, New South Wales? I'll tell you right now. That was a really impressive comeback. You weren't able to get the job done, but the fact that you made this a game is really, really impressive. It's really, really impressive. Being down 26-6 at half time, to come back and only lose 26-24, unfortunately, your kick and cost you in this game. Unfortunately, your kick and cost you. But Ashley Klein, I don't want to hear a single person defend the fact that that ball went backwards from Ponga, and then for the bunker to also call that backwards as well. It's disgraceful. But you know what? We go to a decider here. We'll sit here and talk about the game for a little bit. Guys, this is the passion that you see from me, man. Like, oh, dude, that was intense, mate. That was intense. That was intense, bro. Oh, my gosh. Do I have any water? I don't even smoke and I need a cigarette. I don't even smoke and I need a cigarette after that one. Oh, my gosh. That was insane, dude. Lomax is public enemy number 1. I think this has broken a record for the most times I've sworn in a stream. You guys know that I don't really swear too much on this channel, but like that game brought it out of me, eh? 05 says, we're good when we wake up defending. My word, what a comeback, GG's, mate. Hey, listen, it was a great game, man. I got to commend to Blues. You know, like it was. You made it a battle, dude. 2 against thanks for the commentating, brother. I loved it, mate. I'm here for every rugby league game, man. It's not all as crazy as the shit you just saw, but like, oh, dude. I'm a Queensland fan. I was worried. Lomax 3 missed goals. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Kamala says, gave me a shock to hear all them profanities. There's not the norm around here. It's not the norm, but in a game of that, like I'm sitting here, and you've got to realize as well with the amount of people that we have watching, like we have nearly 10,000 people voting in that poll. We've got 8,500 people voting in the poll. So you got to remember there's a lot of Blues fans here, and there's a lot of banter, a lot of laughs, so we talk shit and have fun. But the thing is that if they had come back and won that game, I would have been slapped here on this chat. I would have been slapped on Instagram. I would have been dealing with my own emotions from dealing with this shit. Like, I knew what was coming. I knew what was coming, so I was so desperate for them to hold out, man. Helen said I almost died. I think I did die internally. I think I'm a cat. I think I've got 9 lives. The Titans have gotten rid of 6 of them. The Queensland just made it my 7th, so I've still got 1 spare one for some Titans game this season, and then I'll be dead. Yeah, no, then we're gone. Queensland supporters be like what? Be like winning, Mickey? Be like winning? Brody says, what a day screaming, destroying my lungs. My voice is lost. I can't believe I called Klein a big ball bitch. I can't believe those words came out of my mouth. Oh, dude. I think, you know what? I crashed out a little bit. But you would have seen the ultimate crash out if New South Wales had scored there. I actually think I might have lost it. I think I might have lost it, mate. I think if the New South Wales Blues had scored off the back of that knockback from Ponga, but called knock on from the bunker and from Ashley Klein, I think I might have lost my mind. I actually would have lost it. Holy shit. Casey says, Munster goes, oh, we can't do that in the second half. Mate, you're the one who opened the door for them going short twice and they scored in that set. I sort of agree. I will say I would blame Hamiso a lot more. Because at the end of the day, the short kick is a choice that Queensland made that might have been incorrect. But the Hamiso play where he knocks the ball on, where it was an easy grab after Queensland, just changed the momentum. They kept the Blues in their own 25 tackles, down by 8. Down by 14 or 16 points or whatever it was, to keep them down in their 20 when the momentum was clearly changing. They then kick it to about the 40 on Queensland side of the field, and then Hamiso just lets the ball bounce into his hand and knocks it on. Like, that is what changed the game for me. If Hamiso grabs that ball there, I could see Queensland scoring that set or very close to that set because they've been able to regain the possession of the game. They've been able to regain that momentum. But instead, because of that knock-on, the Blues then scored immediately on that set and then immediately again. So, look, yes, Munster and Queensland, I disagree with them going for the short kicks in a game of that standard with the scoreline what it was. With that being said, though, man, I can't get over Hamiso making those mistakes. And it's great. He scored 2 tries, but also let's not forget Brian To'o scored 3 tries on his wing today. So Hamiso and that side defense definitely needs to aim up a lot more. That's Val Holmes and Hamiso on that right side defense. But man, you've got to do better. You've got to do better in that situation because that is what changed this game. Alice says Queensland still alive. Never give up, Alice. Never give up. Mickey Miles says Lomax probably going to be going straight to bed. Good. Francis says, thanks, bro, for the live feed. Watching from Papua New Guinea. Appreciate you, Francis. We'll be here for Game 3. It's going to be a massive stream, dude. Oh, my gosh. This stream might sound it's insane. That Game 3 stream is going to be wild, dude. 05 says, when's the next game? I'm not really a footy fan, but that game had me sweating. So the next Origin game, this one for Game 3, it's the final, effectively, because there's only 3 games. That's in 3 weeks' time on Wednesday. 3 weeks' time on Wednesday here in Australia. But if you're looking to get into small rugby league, we've got an under-19s game tomorrow in Origin. It's an under-19s Origin game tomorrow between the men's game and then also the women's. And then on Friday, we've got Knights versus, I think it's like Knights-Tigers, isn't it? I think it's not. Jeez, that possession swing in that second half is crazy, dude. Considering Queensland was 54%, then they finished off with 45%. That's a crazy switch. So I'll quickly go through some of these games on the weekend. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. But yeah, we'll be here for all the games on the weekend. I can't believe what we just watched. That was insane. So Tigers Raiders on Friday, Warriors Panthers Saturday, Dolphins Knights Saturday. Rabbitohs Storm on Saturday, and then on Sunday we've got Broncos Sharks, Roosters Cowboys, and Eels Titans. So if you want to see passion like that again, Eels Titans will be one. Broncos Sharks will be a belter on Sunday. That's the game I'm looking forward to most this round. Broncos Sharks on Sunday. Warriors Panthers could be pretty good. That could be a pretty good game. I couldn't think of anything worse than watching Roosters Cowboys or Tigers Raiders though. Dasmate says, sorry not sorry to the 20 Queensland fan. I just knocked out at the Belmore Hotel. Game 3's an easy Blues 13+ win. Oh, dearie me. Well, anyway, guys, I'm going to jump off here for now. I appreciate you as usual. You've been awesome as per usual. We'll see you tomorrow for the Under-19s. State of Origin game between Queensland and New South Wales in the Under-19s. And then we've got the games on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We'll be here live for all of the games. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. We'll be back in 3 weeks' time for Game 3 of Origin, the decider. If you thought this chat was crazy, you thought the other Origin Game 1's chat was crazy, that's going to be through the roof, mate. Like, that shit's going to be wild, that Game 3. Like, considering the amount of people who have been pumping through these Origin streams, like, that decider is going to be through the roof. But, all right, guys, appreciate ya. I'll see you tomorrow for the Under-19s. And up to Queensland, baby. Up to Queensland. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya. Up to Queensland, baby.